Round 3, right here on the Gears Pro Circuit, San Diego Open main stage. I got Spacestation Gaming getting ready to take on Reciprocity. I'm gonna start over here with you, Soto. You guys been around the block. You guys been playing the game for a minute. Tell me, what is it that keeps you competing at this level?
The competition. I love competing, so does my teammates. So that's what drives us every day to win a championship.
Now we know out there you can play on the feature station, you can play on the side stations, but this is the main stage, man. Tell me what's the difference about playing up here than playing out there on those feature stations?
Everything, man. It's such different playing on main than the side stations. Like on main stages, it's you and your team, nobody else. On side station, you have like people like bumping you, like not bumping you, but you know, you don't have your own space. Like right here, we have our own space. That's the difference.
And you can hear everything everybody's saying.
Yeah, yep, clear.
Now, speaking of you can hear everything, what you can say, what you guys got to say to this Space Station Gaming squad? How you gonna take them out right now?
Usually when we play, this team is usually always very close. Either we win or they win. So it's gonna be a really, really good game, this game.
Well, what's gonna happen this time?
Hopefully we come up with a W.
Now, you talk about coming up with a W over here. Now, you guys travel far now. Tell me how the competition is over there in Europe and over in the EU squads. What's the competition like?
I think it's definitely getting better, but we still don't get the same comp as like the NA teams do. So it's a bit bad compared to like everyone else in the NA.
Now, do you guys feel any pressure to represent for the EU teams to come out here and show up?
A little bit, but it doesn't really affect us.
What does affect you? I mean, coming out here playing a team like Reciprocity, how are you guys going to come in here and make sure you get this W?
We don't really get affected by people like this.
Now, you guys won your first match now, right? You guys played already. Tell me how does it feel to be already warmed up coming in here, these guys playing their first match today?
It feels good. Like, as we know, like, Jack's our new pickup, and we feel very confident.
All right, they seem pretty confident. First match of the day for you guys. How you feeling?
Feel pretty good. Hopefully we come out strong at first. That momentum is everything on land.
All right, momentum is everything. We're going to keep this ball rolling with Space Station Gaming and Reciprocity. Lock it up!
Our team dynamic it's very strong. We're a very aggressive team. We haven't got fear to the top American teams. We all treat them the same. Obviously brings an in-game leader role. He can definitely bring a high amount of kills as well. Craig is also probably the top slayer in our team. Also, he does play support roles. I'm the home player. I'm the annoying person on the team that keeps it alive, plays, damage as well. It's definitely a great motivation to have the EU supporting us. Bringing that trophy on to the EU, I feel like more EU teams maybe compete, trying to scrim us more. I definitely feel it'll be a massive confidence boost for the rest of the EU. We're hoping to minimum top 2. We're not looking forward to going backwards. We're always trying to go forwards now.
And welcome back to the San Diego Gears of War Pro Circuit Open. Once more, I am your host, Velly, and I'm here with one of my favorite analysts, Immortal Spawn. Welcome to the desk, man.
I miss you guys,
That's biased.
There you go, right?
Okay, relax.
Yeah.
Relax.
I was going to say, I love that song.
And our casters, Vincent and God Blaze. This matchup right here, Hydrone says, you know what? We're not worried about these guys. This is a team that beat Optic Gaming, and they've been the top 4 team legitimately all season. Why should they be worried about Reciprocity?
Oh, man, Reciprocity, you have to be, right? Because, you got all these players off that former EU United squad.
Yes.
They know what it takes. Some of these players, they've been champions in past Gears of War games.
You're right.
Like Soto said, we love playing on that main stage. That's where you get the best version of ourselves. So, Space Station Gaming, they're going to have to come out. They're going to have to come out swinging, but you cannot sleep on Reciprocity. These players have had too many close series against Space Station Gaming. They're not going to lose no momentum.
All these players are comfortable, competing up on main stage, but Space Station Gaming, I mean, these guys have been a top contender this year.
Yeah.
I've been so impressed with them. So, look for them to keep that momentum going. They won a championship. They deserve one with all the work they put in.
Yeah, Benson, you've been watching these two teams closely and all of these players in general. So when you look at Space Station Gaming, they're just a ball of fury. Going against a team like Reciprocity, who lost arguably 2 of their best slayers in Redskin and Shock. Do they stand a chance?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, they stand a chance. I think at this level, like, two teams like this, you can't underestimate anyone. I think they're both going to come out. And you could have a very close game here. I know a lot of people have been maybe predicting in Game 3 along the cards, maybe some round 13s in the mix here. I don't know. For me, I always obviously give the European guys a lot of credit, and I think rightfully so. I think they've earned the right to be given some credit. They deserve it. They've given against the best teams in the world. Optic Gaming comes to mind. But this is actually the first event where I'm not going to do that. Actually, I'm just going to let them play.
Let them play.
Although I will say, here's a fun stat for everyone at home. Okay. They have not lost a game I have casted in the last 5 events. They always lose when I'm in the crowd. So,
all right,
I'm just saying to whoever makes the schedule, if we want to see an EU team make it to the final,
keep Vincent on the desk. All right, taking a look at the map bans and picks. We're going to kick things off on Dam Foundation and left as a tiebreaker map on Dam, knowing Space Station Gaming and Mortal Spawn. What weapon are we going to see?
Yeah, I mean, these guys have really great teamwork and communication, but, look for Reciprocity to maybe drop a boom shot down low. I could see them wanting to go, down low and play at those sandbags and start playing for the second half, guys, because that second half, most of the focus is going to be down there. You want to get comfortable on it early.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Blaze, one thing that we've seen during Fight Nights when Space Station Gaming is played, we all know that they like putting the boom shot down on a particular spot on the map. How do you counter that against a team of this caliber?
Man, so if you play a map like Dam, you just have to do one of those setups where it's a boom or drop shot setup.
To counter it.
And just put that drop shot on the other end of the map and let both teams kind of focus on which area they want to go to. But you kind of have, you have that option, I'm still just mind blown by Vincent's stat that Space Station has not lost.
I never noticed that.
Because when I casted all 3 of the games in Vegas, they lost all 3 of those games against Gold. And I think every game that I've casted, they've lost without you. So
there you go.
Actually
what happens today? What happens today? Ben's a 6th man.
I will say though, kind of to touch on that question, what do you want to do if you want to try and ban out something when you know the other team is going to put something down?
Yes.
Something, Guy, we talked about all throughout Season 1. Maybe you just let round number 1 slip away.
Yeah, just slip away.
Worst thing in the world. You want to block out something. Call me crazy.
And but that's like at the high levels of gameplay where you're
confident.
You're confident that your opponent, they're going to place this down as soon as possible because that's their bread and butter. If I got to block something out real quick, so be it,
Right?
Everybody wins round 1, right?
Round 1. Not the end of the world.
It ain't the end of the world at all, especially in the beginning of a series. But that's the one thing is the Space Station, especially on a map like Dam, we see them they may lose round 1 and 7, get that boom down, and they just go away with the rest of it.
Imagine weapon placement if you got to pick what you dropped if you won a round.
It would change the dynamic
for 1
of the
and
meta.
7, for rounds 1 and 7.
Not for all the rounds.
Big time.
It will change it, though. You're right.
All right, Benson casting one of his EU teams. Space Station Gaming going toe-to-toe with the Reciprocity. Blaze and Benson, take it away.
Excited for this. Excited for this. A lot of people said this is going to be one of the closer games that we see here in San Diego for the day. Obviously, the first match we cast, the Guy did not disappoint, but we get away now with what is sure to be a fantastic matchup. Space Station. Reciprocity. I'm going to struggle.
Strap yourselves in, folks. It's gonna be a good one, definitely. But I'm more so curious because I feel like you kind of touched bases on a point early on where you was like, what, I'm not gonna predict him to win because the Space Station Gaming, especially with the recent roster change, we're so used to March being on his team. Yep. But we wanted to see how they perform with Jack and see if they still got some of that old flair.
And I'm going to be looking at Jack pretty heavily.
Same here. Same here.
I'm excited to see. Obviously, the guys say they feel comfortable. He's a great addition to the squad.
First time on the main stage.
Let's see. Are you going to get those main stage jitters? We'll see. We will see. Of course, for Hydra, he's going to find the first blood there as he managed to get the pick onto Crash. And Hydra actually with 2 as hell also full. So a good start so far in the initial skirmish over towards the B hill.
All right, so both teams to score even, fighting for control over this B hill. We're going to see Space Station Gaming come out on top with it first. We got 3 players in that pumping station area. They're going to start to fortify and set up. You look at the little mini map. You're going to see all the rest of the players from Reciprocity spawning up. They're going to be taking some spacing. But look at this. Actually, you go to the mini map one more time. You see just how the players are lined up in a straight line. Yep. That red line for Space Station. That is a perfect defensive setup. Great rotation. They see that all the players of Reciprocity are stacking towards B. They're bringing one of the players that was watching that home hill over to assist and make this a 4v4 fight. Let's see can Reciprocity break this setup.
Wow, I like the way they're playing it. Pretty slow. They're not over-dedicating resources over towards B. They recognize this is where you just have to play for that pick, right? If you can get the first opening, you're going to fly into that B hill. Try and get it neutralized. For Space Station, they back away. Trying to get some shots
Good
down.
Angles.
And I think it's Phelpsy that's actually going to be first in the fight.
Yeah, he didn't go down, surprisingly.
He is been neutralized. Haven't seen it captured just yet. Crazy Mind's pick on a Pell, and all of a sudden, Reciprocity could be in a little bit of trouble here. A couple of players going down. Crash has to stay alive. Crash actually does really well there to find that ping on towards Crim. Vital as well, still there at the B hill. Phelpsy by himself now, isolated for a few moments.
Yeah, you're gonna see that angle. Vital is just trying to let Soto know, like, hey, get that guy off me. He has a clear angle. And now Vital is still just holding position. Now this B hill is gonna get recapped finally. Just a slight 25-point lead for Spacestation Gaming. B hill starting to get decapped. And now this team fight, whoever wins this one should come out on top with this match, with this first round.
I like that with Reciprocity. They decap B and they recognize the fight is more important at this time. You don't have to just sit in the hill and essentially make yourself so vulnerable to free damage. Lava does drop, but he should be fine to tap up. He has the support of Vital to his right and also another player towards his left. Still, the fight at B going on, but the problem is Reciprocity, they're running out of time. Keep your eye on the score, 175 to 150. Space Station do have the point lead here, so if you are Reciprocity, you have to do something and you have to do it quickly.
If you're a new viewer at home and you see players get down like that, now if a player goes down, they can self-revive themselves without help of a teammate.
Tapping up.
But, yeah, exactly, that's what we call tapping up. But the thing is, if you do down somebody, you have to confirm those kills. If not, that's going to be a self-revive like we saw.
Space Station 200 points now. Can anyone try and neutralize C? Soto trying to get close, but I don't think he's going to get close enough. Space Station take round number one. Decap there on B as well, just to make sure. And to be honest, 3 minutes 18 was the overall time of round number one. There was nothing flashy. There was no crazy kind of 5 down moments, no ridiculous trip caps, of course. It was just a well-structured, well-thought-out round where ultimately Space Station did very good management of that B hill. Every time it was capped or decapped, they made sure that the following fight was well-spaced out, well-timed, and well-won. And overall, it's just a very well-structured first round.
Oh, they're hovering over the block, but the question is, will they actually pull that off? You know, usually a lot of these top teams, they love this fight. More importantly, Space Station, they love it as well. But if Reciprocity says, hey, you know what? We can go fight a pumping station. We don't need to force this pit fight just yet. And on the first round, you said it, Ben, hey, use that for that block. Yeah. Block out there, you know, that favorite fight. And I like it early on, because so we're going to end up seeing, you know, a little different feel on Damn than we've seen in a long time. Yeah.
Especially for, you know, first game of the day that we were casting when we went to Damn, we saw obviously Boom drop as well. It was just very, very chaotic down towards pit. This is going to be a much more structured first half of Damn, and that's mainly because, as you mentioned, Reciprocity, they go for that block straight off the bat. So we're going to see that B fight. But the interesting thing to me is it felt like it was suited to Space Station. That kind of more prolonged fight. It felt like they were always in control. I'm curious to see how Reciprocity actually try and change that in round number 2.
All right, let's see. You see Reciprocity. They got some good real estate inside this B hill so far, but no kills just yet. They're looking to fight for these kills. Phelps, you're looking for an angle, trying to help Jack. They're going to acquire one down, but Vital gets a kill as well. So, Space Station Gaming with the man advantage on top of this neutral hill, looking to get this last kill so they can secure the cap. But you got this player, it's Crash. He's just being annoying, just trying to stay alive. Trapped between two players, trying to see if he can at least come out with a kill. But they're going to finally take him down. Now, Reciprocity just trying to spawn up. They will be able to defend their home hill. Now they just need to make sure they can get some positioning on the other side of the map. And I think their next play should be possibly attacking the home hill of Space Station. But Space Station goes right into the perfect setup again. Look at them. Yep. They already know exactly what they got to do.
And what's interesting was Crash did so well just for a long time. There was no opportunity for a trip cap domination to come through from Space Station. So now all of a sudden you can see that collapse that you were talking about.
Look at Crash in the back of that spine, right? You know, you see him and he's just like, hey, Craze in the back of that spine. You can't get in there.
He expected that play.
He has nothing but open area. You have to run the open area to get to him, right?
You ain't getting to him.
You can't get to him at all. And he's just holding that angle with his Lancer, and it forces Reciprocity back to the other end of the map where Space Station, they still waiting for him, you know? This is the perfect two-hill setup at Space Station.
And it's wasting time as well, right? You're forcing the team to rotate, and once that rotation is coming through, you, of course, hold a 2-to-1 hill advantage, so you're earning more points because of that. Space Station 130 to 101. And this is the worry I have for Reciprocity. When you keep the fight structured, it suits Space Station on this map in my opinion. You see the way they rotate, they're very smart, they keep track of their numbers. They're never going to be a team which fall aslead. Now they get 3 down. Honestly, this could give them license to just go if they want to get that trip cap.
And just transition those players. They get those 3 kills in quick succession, Ben. And now they're going to put the pressure on a home hill of Reciprocity. And Reciprocity just looking to try to get some kills, stay alive, waiting for reinforcements. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do this in time. It's going to be a scrappy team fight on top of the home hill. The kills going in favor of Space Station. That's one for Reciprocity. Looking for two. The quick revive not able to come through, but Crash looking to stay alive, but the damage. It's already done. Somebody did sneak behind, though, and it was vital, but a little bit too little too late in this one.
Yeah, doesn't matter too much. Space Station 2-0, and another very well-structured round. It's funny because we often compliment teams when they're able to get quick trip caps, right? When they end a round in 30 to 50 seconds, we always say, oh, that was a very, very well-played round by whatever team it is. Well, this is also very, very good play from Space Station, recognizing the situations that they're put in, knowing that we don't have to go for a trip cap straight away. We can play it a little slow, and you're seeing just very well thought out game plan thus far.
That's the definition of just getting outplayed, especially early on. They said, hey, you don't want the scrappy bull fight? All right, cool. Well, I'll think you.
Sure.
But yeah, put something down on the map. We'll just outthink you, out-rotate you, and out-rotate you, and that's clearly what they did within those first 2 rounds. We can't see what weapon placement is being. Is Embar? Okay, cool.
Yep, Embar place.
All right, Embar at the top. That's going to be good because you need at least some power weapon on this map. Give yourself something to fight for. So you win those team fights, acquire a power weapon, and hopefully probably close out some of these rounds in a trip cap domination.
Funny, we said we were maybe a little worried about maybe how Jack's going to play. He has himself a kill. Soto actually on the donut in the lobby after 2 rounds. Still yet to find his first kill. So he's able to change that here in round 3. Of course, spawn timer going up 2 seconds every round. But starting off on board with Hydra. 8 kills to his name so far. Wonderful performance. Going to keep things going, and Phelpsy quick picks the Embar, backs away, and everything going Space Station's way up the top of this B hill.
Very, very methodical gameplay. And, you know, I got to give Space Station credit because the last team that I saw play this smooth and this well thought out was the Insanes. You know, and
that's a big compliment.
That is a big compliment, you know. And I won't say the last team, but I will say the first team that comes to mind is the Insanes. And that's an old school roster, but just how well thought out and how smooth the Space Station roster is playing.
It's funny because at the very beginning in Season 1, we often looked at the way the Europeans played, but particularly, you know, the kind of duo, Phelpsy and Crazy, and we said, well, sometimes they're too defensive, right? It was always Echo Fox's problem. They would rest on their laurels and they would try and play for 2-1. They would end up turtling, and then all of a sudden they get trip capped. This is different. This looks like they've covered all their bases. They know when they need to overextend. It seems very, very smart.
I love looking at this mini-map because I love seeing those 2 players just drop back and spine, and it completely negates everything that Reciprocity wants to do. And they say, you guys want to come, we'll just go deeper. It's okay. We'll go deeper. We're Lancers. Look at these players in the open. They have to commit to these Lancers, so them actually getting them down was huge, but it's still one more player in spine. Look how annoying Jack's being back there. He said, come get me, come on. Come all the way in the spine since you want to chase me down.
Look at him crawling away. He's like, Soda, you're really going to commit to that? All right, bet. Whilst that's going on, bear in mind,
they still don't got the home hill.
They don't have that home hill. That's just remarkable.
Yeah, perfect strategy,
Space Station thinking just a little bit further ahead. It's like a game of chess, right? And Space Station just that move ahead as it stands.
Yeah, Phelpsy did get caught slipping there. He didn't look left and right before he crossed that street.
Left and right.
Because you know, in his thought process, he says, yo, my home hill hasn't been decapped just yet. You know, I think this area is safe, and he still had players in enemy territory. So
this is such a bizarre fight to be
because that's just how this is the definition of a power position, especially on down. That's the best way to protect your home hill on that one. But in this one, what Space Station did that was great, they rotated all their players over to B and say, hey, our home hill is compromised.
Yep.
Let's make B our home hill and just set up there. We already got a good enough lead where we can afford to give up this hill until everybody spawns up.
Because you're still getting even points.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, okay, 1 hill's neutralized, doesn't matter. We're still 1-1 as Krim connects with the Embar.
And you get the power weapon off respawn.
And you can see the score, 181 to 150.
Clearly just outthought again.
Oh, Pell just got a haircut.
Oh, man. And speaking of haircut, you know, this is the first time I've actually seen Pell's hair this event, especially in his picture on the main stage. He actually has his hair out. Usually he has a hoodie in that one. But in this one, another well-played round by Space Station.
It's so strange because it's almost hard to get excited, but at the same time, you're watching just beautiful escalation.
Yeah. That's really what we're watching, just perfect escalation
it is perfect.
by Space Station. It just shows that how Damn is their best map, right? And when you play this team, you should not allow Damn to make it through the cycle.
Love how
you just should
smiling.
not.
They're just smiling like, they thought they have blocked down pit. Yeah, what good is that going to do?
The last game we cast and the team was up 3-0. Had 3 rounds on the board and they were smiling. They lost that. They ended up losing that map.
Why would you say that?
You know,
why would you put that out into the universe?
You know, actually, you know, I will say they won that map actually, but they ended up, you know, the other team won 6 rounds in a row.
Very true. Can Reciprocity try and repeat that 18-second respawns? Now, quick glance at the scoreboard. Really crazed 11 kills, Crim 10 kills, but this game hasn't been about the kills at all. It's been about that rotation. It's been about the strategy and just really appreciating the small intricacies that you're seeing here from Spacestation. Just thinking a little bit outside the box of what we're used to seeing so much here in Escalation.
Cool, calm, and collected off on the other end. So I want to see Reciprocity get aggressive against these guys. They need to be quicker. They need to be more decisive in the rotations in which they make, because if they give Spacestation too much time on these setups, then that's less opportunities that they have to break.
And the problem is it's been these early initial wins up top of that B hill from Spacestation that as soon as they get the numerical advantage, they really solidify it. And just as soon as they get that B hill, they recognize, well, we don't even have to go to the other team's home hill. We'll sit, we'll go 2-1. That's absolutely fine. They don't mind it. And bear in mind, Phelpsy, of course, with the Ember, looking to maybe do a little bit more damage. This is the first time in the game where Reciprocity has been able to comfortably take control of the B hill.
And they're going to give this one to one of the best hit bars in the game. Is going to be crazed. Let's see what he can do with it soon. He's going to get this smoke out for his team. Still has his in his back pocket. Crim's going to end up tossing one as well. They're going to try to stun these guys to the left, give them a clear opening. I like, you see how Crash went in? He says, I'm not going to give you this angle. I'm not going to give you this power position.
Can't overcommit like that, Pelt. Crazy is going to make you pay. Don't want to miss.
Oh, he backpacked his teammate.
I mean, Phelps, you in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And then he shot his body too.
You know, let him know. Mistakes were made, but it's okay.
Back out, reset.
As he tries to back away, the problem is here, Reciprocity may actually be able to capitalize on it. 2 more kills come through.
Should.
This is going to be the play for maybe a trip cap domination in this round. Craze goes down. Who else is alive? It's down to Crim. 1v4 essentially. He's done well, makes it a 1v2. Crim.
The damage is done.
By time.
The damage is done.
Are you serious? Go for one more. Oh, so close.
Chase him down. Don't let him get away. Go for it.
Delight to watch right there as he saves the round for Spacestation. And all of a sudden you can see he's feeling confident. Pell to his right. He's looking to potentially just go for a pentakill by himself. Wonderful stuff from Crim. Oh.
He's looking to finish it.
Oh,
that's going to be his 4th straight kill. Looking for another one.
So confident. That is just beautiful. Just when you feel Reciprocity have the opening they need, Crim 1v4 saves the game, and now all of a sudden it's Spacestation on the other side looking to be aggressive. 3 more players on the home level. That's nothing for Crim in current form. Can he try and find the pick?
He needs to find his opening. His teammates is in there fighting now. He needs to get in there and cause commotion. He's going to try to hit that decap.
Go for the decap.
Yeah, working with his teammate. They're both going to stay alive. Quick revive, great communication between the 2 of them. Now no points going in favor of Reciprocity.
Note the pressure Hydrone is actually putting on the other side of the map. It took them so long to shut him down, and because of that, look at the difference in the scoreboard all of a sudden. Still in favor of Reciprocity, yes,
they're
but
keeping
by
him here
no means so much, and that's the point. Now a trip cap's coming through. Reciprocity, they need to be aggressive on their own home hill. Crim's still alive. There's another one, a double potentially. Craze finds one as well. Craze actually with a T kill there onto Jack, but again, the score. Have they done enough to win this on a 2-1 hill advantage?
And now on the flip end, you got Craze in bar, in hand, looking to make this comeback. I do believe Reciprocity can win off of 1, so at some point, Spacestation Gaming have to get aggressive once again, or most importantly, at least make sure you can keep that B hill.
Hydron has to go big.
Big 1v1. He's gonna go down, but can Craze tap up? No, he cannot. So this B hill will get decapped, and in the final seconds of this round, just when it looked like Spacestation Gaming was gonna make that comeback, Reciprocity, they knuckle up and they get this one on the board.
But it's worth mentioning that was much closer than arguably it should have been. Yeah. Right? You have yourselves 4 players down, Crim last man up, and all of a sudden produces a moment of magic. But all of a sudden almost switch things up a little bit. But good for Reciprocity. Of course, they get that first round under their belt. Going up against a very warmed up Spacestation. Of course, they already have a series under their belt here in San Diego. It's definitely tough. But as I said, first round on the board for them.
You know, some say that Crim is a scholar of Hogwarts. You know, just based off all the things that he's able to pull off on that main stage. Magic alone. And now, let's see what this weapon placement is going to be. Looking to go down, maybe a Marksa. You know, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Definitely, you know, something to use, especially in these engagements, fighting for that M bar. But also at the same time, if you do find yourself in another 2 hill setup, which both these teams are kind of you know, it's happening a lot because of that pit fight.
Right.
We're seeing a lot of these rounds go down a distance. So if Space Station is like, hey, if we find ourselves in another 2-hill setup, we have 2 marksers that we can possibly pick up because you will control that entire area. Definitely will work out in their favor.
And even if you only control the B hill, right, you potentially can just get 2 of them.
That marks is a deadly weapon.
A lot of damage can be put down. That is for sure.
Getting 2 of them, also with an M-bar, so much long-range potential on that one. And at that point, we're seeing a lot of Lancer battles and long-range fights between both these teams, especially when you start to see the pressure on either home hill. Those marks is going to make a big difference, especially since you can get a headshot off of it.
B hill still neutral early on here in round number 5. Vital trying to land any amount of damage you can. I believe it is Jack, just to the opposite side. Yeah, you see him just roam away. Elsewhere on the map, Grim has picked up a kill here. All of a sudden, springing to life over towards the opposition home hill. And if Reciprocity aren't careful, this could be a very, very quick trip cap. I love the pressure that Crim's applying over towards A, because now if his teammates win the fight at B, this round could be over before it's even begun. Trey should be good to jump onto B. Now it just comes down to, can you win the 1v1 fight over towards A? Is it even going to be time to get there? No, there's not. Wonderful decision-making from Spacestation. Again, if you compare Escalation to a game of chess, they're simply just one step ahead every single round.
They really are. And, I believe it's this map down. It's their best map, and it just shows. Everything looks so effortless that
wasn't even hard.
Yeah, it wasn't at all. They're not even sweating. Even with these bright lights on their face and playing on our main stage, they are not sweating one bit. It's just another day in the office for these folks. But let's see what they're going to do. I think this would be a good placement, just for the fact is that you need something on that plat. Just have something else to fight for. But most importantly, this is why it's good to have something placed on platform and pit. When a team fortifies on pumping station, it's so hard to break. So when you do have the nades or the boom shot or something down low, it gives you a weapon to break those setups, and it makes it a little bit easier for your squad.
The problem is, it took 5 rounds for something to be placed down there. You would have loved to see that maybe a little earlier.
Early on, yeah.
Mix that fight up. It obviously wasn't going very well for you, but now, of course, the nades have been placed on that platform. We'll see what change that is going to have on the last round of the first half. Of course, our respawns now, maxed out. We'll see that difference. Crim, of course, just dancing around lava. Crazy's actually coming to support the fight. Pell recognized that, instantly came into action himself. They have themselves a wonderful 2v1. Crim has no right to find a pick. Nice to get himself a down, but that is going to be all. Teammate picked up, and of course now that fight over towards B is going to be a little easier because of those nades. Right on cue, there's the pick.
And you're going to see Pell looking to get some more damage in. He's getting chased a little bit by Jack, but he's going to try to hit him with that back A. Not going to be able to connect with that one, but he's going to hit this hop over and regroup with the rest of his teammates. So we're going to have the M-bar in the hand of Phelpsy. B-Hill still not acquired by any team, but you see how he's just trying to work and get that angle, trying to just stay alive and put some damage in on his player. There you go. He's going to take Crash down.
Jack got himself a double elsewhere on the map. So again, numerically, Space Station in the driver's seat of this final round of the first half. Is you just can't peep like that when Phelpsy has an M-bar. It's just not going to end well for you, Soto. Now, trip cap domination coming through. Jack with another pick. And, yep, that's a Salisbury shot. 360's going through. 5-1 at the half. Space Station making this look easy, and if you're an amateur team or a player who's trying to improve, I recommend you go back, you watch this VOD with a notepad and pen. Just take some notes on exactly what these guys are doing, because it isn't, as I said, it isn't flashy. There's no crazy trip caps, but the strategies that you're seeing are just so intricate, so well thought out. The reactions mid-round, the adjustments that you're seeing, everything has been perfect.
The rotations are just so good for the Space Station Gaming roster. And when you're that good at this map, it's just going to look that easy, right? and when you go back and you watch it, just look at the rotation. You can tell that the call-outs are so good because of the simple fact that just their rotations back and forth and making sure always they know where the numbers are of their opponents. Where do they have 3 players at? Where do they have 4 players are? Once you get those numbers, you're able to decipher where that next push is coming in. And it's almost like Space Station Gaming is somewhat clairvoyant playing against this Reciprocity squad, because they see the next move before they even know what move they're going to make sometimes.
Not wrong. Not wrong. Everything just working out in their favor.
Now, folks, it is halftime, so those power weapons will be wiped off the map, and we will have a few new hills as well. The D, E, and F hill, that neutral hill, will move on over towards that platform on the other end of the map, so these team fights are going to change a little bit. Also, respawn timer is dropping back down to 12 seconds. going to be a little bit more action. So if any of these teams find themselves in a difficult situation, at least they can spawn up a little bit quicker.
And honestly, I feel like the worst case scenario for Reciprocity here is ironically they win the first round of the second half. Because then if you're Space Station, you think, well, we had so much success with that fight up top. Throw something of some weight up top and we'll essentially just close out this map with relative ease. But of course, for Reciprocity, you're down 5-1. You can't afford to give away 3 rounds. You've got to win out essentially here. A very big comeback is going to be needed. And early on here, you can see the advantage of Space Station.
And once Space Station Gaming, if Space Station Gaming was to lose this round, they put in a booming pit. And at that point,
honestly, would you?
I think they because of the neutral hill, the location of the neutral hill, since it's on top of that platform, you get the power weapon, you get the quick pick on that one. Your home hill is already capped. It just makes the dominations that much easier. It's just better to fight on this side of the map.
Well, for now, it is Space Station in the driver's seat of the first round of the second half. Looking to go up 6-1. Reciprocity stacked over towards the E hill. It is being capped, but in flies Jack 1, 2. Phelpsy with the support. There goes 3. Reciprocity drop like dominoes on the mid-neutral hill. It's down to Vital to fight an important 1v1 against Jack. Of course, still with a little bit of support. It's Crimp there to assist. And honestly, they could have pinched if they wanted to, but Crimp says, don't even worry about it, Jack. I got this one. Vital falls, and again, Space Station look good to just close this one out on points.
I was going to say, if I'm Jack, I'm probably going to just make sure I watch the other end of the map just to make sure nobody goes in that direction. But they know since there's no power weapons or anything on the board, that Reciprocity just wants to focus on his neutral hill.
Reciprocity need to be careful because there's one player from Space Station actually over towards where the B hill used to be, and there he is, Phelpsy. And if Phelpsy wanted to, he could sneak across and maybe put a little bit of extra pressure on the D hill if he wants to, and that's going to be the play. Jack springs into life as well. As soon as they lost that neutral hill, they recognize we have to spread the map. We cannot just track back and essentially be vulnerable to a trip cap. As I say that, of course, that was the plan from Reciprocity. Trip cap coming through, but they need to make sure that they have some extra resources here. The trip cap still coming through for Reciprocity. Phelpsy is there. He should be able to at least buy a little bit of time. Can he find a pick of his own? That's going to be the question. No, he goes down. Lava on the other side trying to lock in that trip cap. I believe he just was able to do so with the assistance of Pell. Reciprocity win their second round. But again, to the point we both made, kind of feel like this is kind of a bad thing almost for them.
Yeah, because that boom's going to end up going down in that pit. But maybe, actually, and I'm going to just say maybe it's a good thing because they lost all those fights on the other end of the map, and that strategy did not work out for them whatsoever fighting for that pumping station. So maybe a boom going down low is going to be a little bit better. We're going to see soon off the weapon selection. Uh-oh, let's see. They're hovering over it. There you go, locked and loaded right to the pit. If they do nades, oh, they're just going to, okay, they are. Just going to put some nades on platform. I guess they say, hey, you know what? We got 5 of the last 7 rounds so far.
We're good.
We got some time. Let's not go to that direction just yet. But my thing is that even if you just know Reciprocity is going to probably block it, but we'll see. You know, I just like Space Station Gaming, you know, knowing what they want, going in with that clear game plan and saying, hey, the boom is our fight. Let's just go to our fight. And it's a reason why this is one of their better maps. But, you know, they don't have to put it down just yet. They probably saying, hey, you know what? We got some eyes in the crowd possibly watching us. You know, trying to see what we do in this tournament.
I mean, at this point, I think everyone is, right?
Yeah.
It's no Belly yourself. You've tested many a fight night.
Very, very true.
Well aware of
4 kills off the rip.
And all of a sudden, this round could be over very, very quickly. Soto has to try and at least take one down to the grave with him. Not going to happen. Crim with the pick. Trip cap coming through. Can they secure it? Hell's going to go down. Now they start to flood out. Lava's going to drop. Vital, you want to go down as well? Yep. Why not? Another wonderful round from Space Station. They put themselves now map point.
They're going to be at match point and, you know, map point. And, you know, so far, you know, they just made these rounds look easy. And it's just showing that even, you know, with the new pickup of Jack, that they have not lost a beat. If anything, they're looking a little bit better.
I won't say that just yet.
You know, not yet.
I want to wait till we see
I want to wait till Saturday night, Sunday.
This is wonderful. It really is a great performance thus far. But can they do it against Optic Gaming? Can they do it against Echo Fox, against Ghost Gaming? That's the thing that we have to keep our eye out.
You know, I agree that, you know, even with Jack, that don't want to give them those props just yet, because I want to see these guys play against, you know,
the best,
Optic, Ghost. I want to see how those matches go. Some of the teams have been a bane in their existence for a while now.
Well, they had your boom drop. Of course, it was Reciprocity that wanted to put it down.
Incoming frag.
Is that going to be a potential for them to try and come back into the game? Lava with 1, Lava with 2. Great booms.
He's going to have to get a 3rd, but he needed a shotgun to do so, but he's going to go down trying to pick one up.
Hate to see it.
and his teammate's going to be trapped in a 1v2 as well. Does not have this man advantage. He's going to try to stay alive, maybe take one to the grave as well. But he's getting reinforcements coming in from 2 different directions, and they're going to actually be able to take down both these players from Space Station. So Reciprocity looking to get some map control, and we'll see how aggressive they want to be. They're going to have some of these players off respawn, cap their home hill, and they're going to see that Space Station is kind of fortified on top of this home hill.
Normally when you see those boom fights, the rounds can end very, very quickly. That one, not the case. Lava invests both booms, rightfully so.
Yes.
But the problem was Space Station delayed that round just long enough where ultimately they can come off spawn and they can reset, essentially. And now you just have to wait and see if Reciprocity want to just hold this 2-to-1 fight as you expect them to do. Of course, new boom coming up in around about a minute's time. If they get that, that could be the catalyst to closing out that 3rd round of the game.
All right, you see great angles from Reciprocity trying to get the double down, the triple down on Jack, and they will be able to down him out. So man advantage in favor of Reciprocity. They're gonna have a 2-man advantage at that. This is where I want to see them go. You know, slowly push in, try to take out Space Station. But I think they're gonna wait for
boom.
Yeah, waiting for the new power weapons. Not gonna knock it. It's probably gonna be about 30-40 seconds till the next power weapons come up.
When Crim 1v4s you on home hill, I can see why you might be a little bit more cautious about pushing it.
Because last time they thought they had it, and they ended up getting that round, but it was closer than what they would have liked after Crim got that 3-piece, almost 4-piece on top of that home hill. So Space Station slowly moving up into this boom pit. But in this situation, Reciprocity, they have the angles, they're getting the downs, but where's the follow-up? That's what I want to see. That's going to be 2 kills for Vital. Looking for the 3rd, and I do believe he got the 3rd, but where's the rest of the help? They should have a lot of players focused in on this area, so
now you go.
Making sure Vital doesn't die, they get the boom, and they're going to get the nades as well.
Praise is overextended over towards D, though. How long can he be a nuisance for? Phelps sees off spawn, as is Hydrone. Another 6 seconds, and all 5 Space Station players will be up. He's done well to neutralize the home hill and also just momentarily slow down the bleeding of points. Reciprocity only controlling the mid-neutral hill, so not earning that many points. And actually, both home hills going to be capped here by Space Station. And it just seems like Reciprocity, you know, you get 4 down and you don't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
What have you done there? Yes, you have a massive point lead. Now you will secure that 2-to-1 hill advantage, but now 2 of your players have gone down and kind of been put on the back foot.
Pale has one job, and it's just making sure that E-hill does not get decapped. And yeah, just like that. And he's gonna trade out. Now they're not getting any hills. The boom is on the floor somewhere.
See that? I'm pretty sure it's right there.
They're going for the win though.
Trick cap.
They're really going for they're going for the win. But now the D hill is being compromised. The question is, I don't see the boom. Yeah, boom and Craig's hand.
Craig has it. And this is so bad for Reciprocity.
Make sure they don't cap it.
Bad.
He's gonna go for it. Yep.
That could be a double. Oh, what?
Oh no. Okay, all right. If you're a Space Station fan, don't panic just yet because they're looking to move in and close this round out.
Felt Crazy is going to be like, I don't know what just happened there, boys, but 192 to 178, they need at least a neutral over towards D. The problem is, Crazy's watched his teammates fall in front of his eyes. Phelpsy, meanwhile, was able to shut down Pell. Is anyone going to be able to get over towards that home hill? Hydron's still there, dancing and darting through the smoke.
That's all he had to do.
The 206. No, E-hill has been decapped. There's still a player there. Hydron going big. Has he done enough? I don't think he has.
If that E-hill got capped at any point during that. So this is another one of those close rounds in which Reciprocity come out by the skin of their teeth. But if Phelpsy connects with that boom.
Was it Crazy or was it Phelps?
It was Crazy, sorry.
It was Crazy.
Yeah, Crazy connects with that boom. That's a double. They go through. It looked clean to me.
I don't want to say robbed,
but you know what? I hear the sirens. I hear the sirens.
You know how you say like the weapons they go underneath the map and they rest in peace. That boom's gonna join them. It's probably still flying under the map right now.
It really probably is still flying.
Where that went?
It's flying at Gridlock in 07. It's just going.
6-3 down. The score though. Space Station. They will have a choice here on weapon placement. Could be the final round or maybe a very, very impressive Reciprocity comeback. The first half they were, to be honest, outclassed in every way, shape, and form. Blocks come through though. Space Station, I mean,
smart play.
In hindsight, you're probably happy with how that fight felt.
Yeah.
You just got a little unlucky at crunch time when arguably you probably could have just closed it out.
Yeah, you know, you just got all your possessions taken away. That's all. That's all it was. But let's see in this round, can they regain You're going to see a 5-man push towards this platform. Fighting for the boom shot, fighting for the nades, fighting for that hill control as well. Let's see who will get first blood in this one. You're going to have Beanzy with the nades. At this point, Reciprocity, they need to act quickly because they know that those nades are coming at some point. And he's going to actually, yeah, he's going to get that team kill. And this is going to be a boom shot.
That was so smart from Reciprocity because they all just peeled away from the boom.
They know it was coming.
All of a sudden, either nades, back away, team kill comes through, and Reciprocity say, all right, boys, we'll take an easy round. We'll take an easy round. We like that. We take those.
That's communication because on the side of Phelpsy, you know, you got to make sure you give those call-outs, but at the same time, your team has to be aware. You're screaming, I'm chucking the nades on top of the boom.
Get out of boom. Get out
also
of
at the same time, once you hit the LB on your controller, you see exactly where your teammates are. You know, sometimes in situations, you don't mind taking out a teammate as long as you can take out the boom and possibly take out 2 of your opponents, as long as you still have the man advantage after you throw those nades. But in that situation, the nades end up getting the best of Spacestation Gaming, a little friendly fire. And Ensign's on the other end of the map. That's going to be a good one. The question is, I don't know if it's going to have any, if it's going to make any difference just yet. I wouldn't send nobody over to that side of the map because nades and boom shots should still be the focus. Also, as these respawn timers increase, you should be able to end the round without having to get those Ensigns. So, not expecting to play too much of a factor.
We're in 20 seconds right now, so you're full on them. There's a very real chance you don't get to see a second life. We're on board now with Pell. Once again, that boom fight comes through. Hydra trying to
Grim got nades this time.
Soda makes him pay. Boom is already away. Mid-hill should be
Go for that home hill.
By Space Station, but again, you have to worry about the boom, and it's Lava with it. Lava able to find one. That's going to be crazy. Is he thinking about maybe firing one from downtown?
I would 100% took that shot, but he's going to have a more, you know, high percentage shot on getting a kill, and now they're going to actually take this boom shot maybe over towards the home hill. If I'm Reciprocity, I may actually choose to go for a 2-cap, and this is where those Ensigns can come into play. Reaching a stalemate like this, it's good to have those Ensigns. So I wasn't thinking we're going to get to this point, but once the boom was acquired, Reciprocity did not see that opportunity to put the pressure on that home hill of Space Station, so we will see another team fight.
Been much slower, than we're used to seeing in recent times, but wonderful to watch nevertheless. There's 2-to-1 hill advantage, Reciprocity, still a boom shot available, and of course you can use that boom to try and secure the new boom.
Yep, exactly, and I think that should be the gameplay. Reciprocity, they're saying, hey, let's take it slow. We're playing from behind. Every round counts. Let's not force anything because they don't have any rounds to give.
Oh, well, there's the boom. Used on towards Jack.
I was going to say, was it worth it? But I will tell you one thing that is worth it, a 2-man advantage, which is what they have. Also, they still have the 2 heals in their favor. Pale, he's going to mark him. Just want to get some intel for his team.
The problem is you don't want to play too slow, right? You get a 2-man advantage in a 20-second respawn round.
Big fight for Soto.
That's a big advantage. Soto goes down. It's 3 down momentarily. Now you see the pressure on the other side of the map.
Stayed up.
Potentially coming through. There's going to be one player there. It's Jack. He's not even going to touch the hill. We praised Space Station so much in the first half.
Round by round.
Reciprocity just playing so well here in the second half on beautiful to watch, to be honest with you. The way they've reacted to Space Station in the first half, and all of a sudden, you know, we talk about big comebacks and how rare they are to see on LAN. Well, this is potential to be a big one.
It really is.
Is it 6-1?
It was 3-0 to start. It was 3-0 to start.
Is it 6-2?
It's 6-3. 6-3. No, was it 6-1?
I want to say. It was
5-1.
It was
5-1, yeah.
But didn't they win the...
No, it was 5. Yeah, no.
They won the first...
We'll figure it out later.
They won the first round.
No, Space Station won 3 in a row.
Right. It was 5-2. Yeah, you guys are right. You're right. But it was 5-1. Either way, that's still a tremendous comeback when you think about it.
Lava, quick pick on Boom. Nade's going to hand of Krim. Lava's still alive. He's with the team. These nades, they're trying to get the whole team back, but these nades is looking to take victims. But as long as you can get this Boom back to your home hill, you're not going to get trip capped. And that's exactly what's going to happen. Now I want to see the overhead map, because I want to see the rotation of Ensigns, because Ensigns are on the map. So the question is, can they get nades in Ensigns? I'm curious to see.
Nope, Ensigns picked up by Phelpsy.
Okay, just got it. Lava gets a kill with that Boom. He needs to play the back lines, especially knowing that Phelpsy has the Ensigns. He's going to end up just chalking, throwing 2 Ensigns to block that cutoff route over there by the pit. There you go. Oh, he got the hot hands.
Oh,
that was Lava.
Nice second Ensign, though.
That heal stays capped as well.
And next against Sota. As it stands, just one hill cap for both teams.
Ooh, Lava looking to make a play. Vital's in the area. They have 3 people there. Crash with the pinch. Great angles. Lava gets a kill. This should be another guaranteed second kill, but the pinch from Krim comes in. Crash trying to save Lava. Another quick re. They gotta fight their way out of that situation, Ben.
Now all of a sudden you're looking over towards Craze. He's gonna go down. Krim with a pick onto Lava though, and now Vital, he's gonna fall. Craze still alive, and you have to think, when is that new boom gonna come through? Hydro and Craze doing such wonders over towards Pit.
That's 4 down.
Still alive. 4 go down. Now surely this is it. It all comes down to Soto.
Soto make it help from one more teammate. Soto needs to at least get 1 kill. Like that? Yep, just like that. Easy kill. He's gonna have help now. Now he needs to stay alive.
Oh, pitch comes through. Did he do enough? That's the question. Lava to the rescue.
Lava plays his life because that D hill isn't capped just yet. Oh, he had plenty of time to wait for reinforcements. You got to be aware of that in these pressure situations. They get a touch.
The roll comes through, and honestly, they may get the revive as well.
Decap. They got the decap.
Vital.
Yeah, perfect.
They
now to the other hill.
They AoE. It's a perfect play in the situation. Put pressure elsewhere on the map. Won't be able to do it in time, though.
E-hill.
Expect to see it come through.
He went
for boom.
Oh,
does he have enough time to touch E? What was that?
No.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Yeah,
You gotta play for the neutral mid.
I think you gotta play for the decap.
You have to play for the decap.
Then go to get the boom shot. I think that's where that mistake comes in. I don't know if he saw any other players in that area, but it looked like he got that boom shot for free.
Jump on E.
Yeah, I was giving him so much praise because I was like, all right, he's gonna go for the decap. He gets the boom. He keeps his team alive in it. Also, at the same time, Lava had to be more aware that that D hill wasn't being capped up. At that point, you just need to stay alive and wait for the rest of your teammates to regroup with you. You got plenty of time.
Capped, yeah.
What an unfortunate breakdown. And Spacestation Gaming goes ahead and they take map 1 against Reciprocity. But Immortal Spawn, what we saw with Spacestation Gaming, they played perfect execution before the comeback happened. We saw Krim with a 4.0 kill-death ratio within the first 5 rounds. What did they do that was so damn good?
Yeah, I'm fired up after that game. I mean,
that was
you know,
really good.
The story was building. It was all Space Station. They were killing it. And it was really a tale of 2 halves. And that second half, Reciprocity won that second half for sure.
Yeah.
But that first half was, Ben, you said it was great escalation. They did an amazing job, and they were playing for each other. I think the weapon placement was a big mistake. I'm gonna be very critical to Reciprocity. I think they made a huge mistake. They were playing too passive in the first half.
Yeah,
you have to make a team like that feel very uncomfortable. And in the second half, they finally did make them uncomfortable by putting that boom shot down. But in the first half, blocking the pit, like, this is a team that has been repping together for a while. These guys are seasoned. You got to make these guys feel uncomfortable in these situations.
Yeah.
They did an amazing time rotating around. In terms of rotation, recognizing when you have an advantage, go take that, but also recognizing when you have a disadvantage and pushing that fight, and they just killed it in the first half.
Yeah, Spacestation Gaming, they came out with the hot hand, Krim with the M-bar, just headshotting everybody, killing everybody, the 4-piece in the home hill. They played the game so damn smart. But Reciprocity, on the other hand, I want to see some more aggression from them. Yeah, when you take a look at that team, they're a bit slower without Resident Shock, but with Pale, a player that had the highest KD last event. I want to see more of him. Also, I want to see Lava tap into his optic cell.
Oh, if we can get some old school Optic Lava, that'd be definitely
that'd
fun
be
to
nice.
see. But I think Optic Lava is long gone. He's long.
You think so?
Long gone. We need a new version. Okay, it's like almost like the White Ranger. We need the White Ranger version of Lava versus the Green Ranger. Yeah, that's what needs to happen.
Yes.
I like it.
So Ben, moving forward, do you want to see some more of this newfound aggression from Reciprocity? I feel like this can be similar to what Equifox had last event, where they started losing and then they found their thing.
I mean, I don't want to see it. I think it has to, right? I think if you don't do that, you're ultimately just going to lose, because you see what happens when you play passively against a team which can just kind of outthink you. No disrespect to Reciprocity at all, but I mean, Space Station were just a step ahead.
They played
every point. They understood when the game was at a slower pace. All right, we'll take this fight. We will enjoy our setups and we'll just play this type of game. For Reciprocity, you have to make the map scrappy. You got to change things up. You got to play it at a quicker pace. Try and make Space Station feel a little uncomfortable.
And I thought
they're just gonna win.
I thought being more scrappy was going to be more so Space Station's strength, but it actually showed that the slow, methodical gameplay goes more in the favor of Space Station gaming. So knowing that throughout the rest of the tournament is some good info on this one. That they in those chaotic fights, they're a little bit.
And what was interesting was Reciprocity were making a very good comeback in that second half.
Yeah, a great comeback.
I feel like we have to touch on that last round. I want to get your opinion.
Yeah, so basically what I think ended up happening was, you know, he went for the boom shot because he assumed that Krim was going to die on that home hill.
Yeah.
Krim ended up clutching up in a 1v2.
Yeah.
And, you know, in his mind, he's like, all right, there's no way that my teammates are going to lose that fight. They have the advantage.
Yeah, true.
If I get this boom shot, I'm going to be good and set up. But they ended up losing that fight.
Yeah.
So that's why it happened like that.
So that makes a little bit more sense rather than just a regular decision-making process of boom or decap. Boom or decap. He had to assume that his teammate had the home hill.
Even so, though, I feel like you should understand that there are situations where maybe your teammate, you watch his teammates get 1v4'd on their home hill in round 5.
Yeah, I mean,
feel
it's
like
a
you should
thing.
play that safe in that situation and say, all right, let's go for the decap first. Make sure there's no way of losing the round. I'm probably going to have a 1v1 at that point. If I win that, then I can get boom.
Yes.
If you just go straight for the boom and your teammate loses a fight, you end
what's
up
gonna
looking a little silly. Okay, let's just say that.
Yes. Now, taking a look at our open bracket status, I'm very excited to see how teams such as FYC, Nimbus, and whatnot, you know, how they carried on the open bracket, because the open bracket is officially done. And we're going to
Really?
send this
Wow.
off. It's done, right.
Okay.
So we're going to send this off to Jordan with a quick update on the floor.
Guys, as promised, I am back from the floor with another update from the open bracket. Now, our top 4 teams have secured their positions. Fable Latin America, Nimbus, as well as Crisis Gaming will all be moving on into pool play. The teams that did not secure a position will have a chance to fight through losers bracket to make it into the championship losers bracket, but I'll have the updates for you with the 4 teams that will be moving on in that aspect. For now, back to you guys at the desk.
And there you have it. There's Jordan with the open bracket update. I'm really excited to see how the pool play matches are going to show up tomorrow, because I root for the underdog.
Big shout out to Fable for having two teams. They got their Latin American squad and their North American squad in pool play. We talked a little bit about Nimbus as well and how we wanted to really see them. I definitely want to catch one of their games tomorrow, and Crisis as well.
Yeah, most definitely. And ladies and gentlemen, before we head into map 2, I say we learn a little bit more about Soto on Reciprocity.
My role in this team, it's like I come into fights when it's happening. I'm like that type of role. Like I like going for the cleanup kills and stuff. Probably joined like the best team I've had this whole season. I'm playing with Crash, Lava, Sam, and Pel. Teaming with these guys has been something I've wanted for a while now. We practice, we have fun. When we're scrimming, like we're learning things. We're not just playing to win. Like even if we lose, we learn something out of it.
Fighting back from behind and almost taking map 1 from Spacestation Gaming. We're gonna head over to map 2 on Foundation. Guy Blaze and Benson, take it away.
Woo! All right, this is going to be a good one. And you know what? We got to give Reciprocity a lot of credit for coming back towards the end of that one. Let's see on a map like Foundation, are they going to keep this one a little bit closer and not get themselves in the trenches early on in the map?
Also, just want to give some love over to some of the games going on Feature. Uptick Gaming playing against Uptick Mexico. It was Uptick Gaming that took map number 1, but map 2, 5-4 advantage against, in favor of Uptick Mexico. I believe that's on Bravo. So hoping to have a couple of taps.
Definitely a good one to watch. But in this one, we're trying to see, can Reciprocity tie this series up 1-1 and force that game 3 on board with Vital?
I'd love to see another game 3 early on, though. It's Space Station in the driver's seat. What's interesting is we spoke to some of the European guys, and we said, Foundation, this was obviously last event. And they said, yeah, it's weird. You guys often say it's one of our best maps, but we really don't feel that way. So curious to see if maybe they can take this one in a comfortable fashion 2-0, or Reciprocity. Try and maybe calm down a little bit. Obviously, a map now under their belt. You saw them kind of grow into map number 1.
And, one of the things is, as well, I feel like when it comes down to the play style of both these teams on this map is going to be Space Station Gaming's weaker map. Now, and the reason why is actually kind of weird. It actually comes down to their rotations. On Foundation, when we saw so many flawless rotations on the last map, you will think that on a map like Foundation, where the rotations are a little bit easier, that it should be just as perfect, right? But this is their weaker map, so I'm looking for Reciprocity to come out hot on this one. Actually, I am looking for us to go to map number 3, now that I think about it, Ben, because Space Station Gaming, they struggled on this one before, but let's see what they can do. And we're going to see see 3 quick kills to Reciprocity. They're going to get the neutral hill, but let's see how aggressive they want to play for the home hill of Spacestation Gaming.
Well, no, Pell sprang straight into life as soon as they won that fight over towards B. Instantly rotated over towards his teammates. And obviously, Hydra, Wilderpain Soto's already on the A-hill, decapping it. A great pinch has started to develop here for Pell. Trip cap domination is coming through. Crim's going to have to at least touch the hill. Not even going to get there. However, Felpsy on the rotation towards B, going to save the round for now.
All right, so he was able to slither away, get a decap and cap. I love the smoke. The smoke may have went too far, so he didn't get a single stun, but if that smoke would have landed in the center of that doorway, he possibly could have got 2 stuns and got some free kills. Speaking of free kill, that one was as free as it gets, but he was just happy that he could take one to the grave because he was in a bad position.
It stands 87 to 86 in terms of points. Very close. Spacestation just edging them out now with a 2-1 hill advantage. We're going to be earning just a few more points. Still very early in this first round of Foundation. Soto again looking to put pressure over towards the A-hill. He's by himself here. He actually gets the decap. And now the support, the cavalry is there. 3-2 advantage in favor of Reciprocity. Michael actually gets the pick onto Felpsy. So if you're Spacestation, you got to give that hill up.
You really do. Just kind of just back up a little bit, you know, and just you know, play your numbers. But in this one, Soto looking to get in, he's gonna fall, and now Spacestation looking to clean up. But Reciprocity stays in strong in his heel crash, full red, and he's gonna go down. He was on his last down, so just took one pellet to hit him.
And now you have a trip cap opportunity for Spacestation. Pell, the player that has to go big, finds the pick on the Hydro. And that will keep their home hill safe for now. 154 to 135, a 20-point lead. Starting to develop, but still Reciprocity not getting any points, but they kind of recognize, hold up a minute. Last player off spawn, you got to cap the home hill. Everybody else, we got to get at least a little bit of map control.
So on this one, Spacestation Gaming can just win off of 1 hill at this point. And it looks like they're going to overextend, so that's perfect still. Even though you can win off of 1, overextend, get the decap somewhere else, spread out your opponent.
All of a sudden, Pell is snuck behind enemy lines. He ran a nice little cheeky route, and all of a sudden,
this is a 2v2, and it's a 3v3 elsewhere. They need to take this fight quick, because they need to get back to that home hill. They need more players over there, because it's a 3v2 fight. Their teammates are at a disadvantage. Question is, will anybody make it back in time? If I'm Pale, I'm not even fighting these guys because they're distracting them. I'm putting some shots in at my C hill at that point. Because yeah, that's a pointless fight. That's gonna be that's gonna be Spacestation coming out on top with this round.
And that felt very similar to the fight on Dam. If you remember when Spacestation pushed all the way deep into spawn and they said, "Come fight us, come fight us, come fight us." They want that fight to occur because they know it's essentially a pointless kill. Yeah, it might look good in your scoreboard at the end of the game, but what did you do to influence not losing that round?
I don't know who's making the call-outs. I don't know if it's Rubik's, if it's Felpsy, you know, based off the leadership of this team, but they do a good job at wasting their opponent's time. They're like, hey, we're going to end up winning this fight.
They're time tweakers.
They're like, we have a man advantage on top of your home hill. We only need 1 hill, so we're going to just keep you guys at a 2v3 in our spine, and they committed to it. You had 3 members of Reciprocity committing to that fight, and they just took too much time. The focal point was their home hill on the other side, and they didn't recognize that in time.
Oh, 1-0 Spacestation. Obviously now a 14-second respawn. I believe it was a boom shot placed, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there it is. Bottom middle. Now, we said we wanted to see a messy, a scrappier fight from Reciprocity. I'll tell you what, boom bottom middle. Yeah, that'll do it.
Let's see. You're going to have, you know, Reciprocity actually get first blood in this round. Quick revive. They're going to get the boom as well. They also have another boom to use. I think you send a boom shot to your opponent's home, back up Cat B, and you leave these players over here under mid-map in the closed area by statue. Just let them do their thing. I wouldn't, you know, they're going to put themselves in position to try to help each other a little bit more. I still would have left my teammates say, hey, just kill time. You don't need my help. You know what I'm saying? Run to me. Come to me in this situation, and so we can just kind of get these kills in the round as soon as possible. If you're chasing kills, like when you get that many kills in quick succession, is the round going to be over? Yes, it is. So when you get that many kills in quick succession, just go for the hills. If it's any stragglers, they have to come to you anyway. Don't worry about taking those pointless fights elsewhere. Reciprocity needs to make sure that they have that awareness, and they got a great coach as well. Just needs to up that communication in those type of small situations.
Still, they come out on top. They managed to get that round and tie things at 1-1. Of course, elsewhere, you mentioned obviously Optic Gaming against Optic Mexico. Game 2.
Optic Mexico had a 6-4 lead.
13.
And now we're at around 13 in that one.
I wonder if Optic Mexico is going to be able to try and force a game 3. Of course, they have beaten Optic Gaming in the past. Sister teams going at it in pool play. We'll keep you updated with how that one goes. Again, you can open up Bravo's stream, open up a couple of tabs, and you can watch that game there as well, side by side.
It's looking to shape up to be a Liddy round 13. Liddy? A Liddy one.
Okay.
All right, especially with that boom down. But in this one, we got a boom down in the closed area of this map. And now Pale, ooh, trying to connect with that back A, but he got hit with a late stun, but your head crashed there to have his back. And now looking to try to force a 1v2 over there by the Pistons area. That boom is still the most important thing on this map, and Hydrone is going to end up getting that boom shot, but he wasted the first one, and he does not get away. He might have that boom still in hand, is the question, and yes, he will. Because in his mind, he's like, even if I go down, I got a teammate in the area, hopefully, to pick up the boom. You got to make those decisions quickly, but if you think you're going down, always pocket the power weapon.
Yep, make sure you don't give it away for the opposition. Otherwise, all of a sudden, you've died, and, well, you get the other team boom shot as well. It's not very good, guy, I'm going to be honest.
Oh, I want to see a well-placed boom here. I want to see a double boom. He's trying to line it up. He knows he can probably get the splash damage on the back wall. He's going to see what his teammates do.
Oh, did he just fire that directly at Vital's back to a smoke grenade?
He knows better than that. He really does. All right, well, here comes the team fight. They're going to end up getting Phelpsy down. They're looking to push in as a unit. Somebody has to be the aggressor. Somebody has to take leadership in that team fight and be the first in there. And it's looking like Pale with a nasty triple kill. That was good for him. And that's the role that Pale has to be in, right? Also, I want to see Lava in that role as well.
And just update, Optic Mexico do take it to a game 3.
Yeah, they do force it.
7-6, but back to this one. Reciprocity now looking for that trip cap domination. Is Phelpsy going to be able to touch the A-hill in time? Unfortunately for him, it's just a trade. His Reciprocity goes up the first time.
Like I said, you know, Green Ranger Lava, long gone. He's not coming back. Okay, we need that White Ranger form at some point before the season ends. And now would be a great time to get him.
What was interesting, though, despite that misplay and mistake, they still take the round. And again, it goes to the point that I know Rob made, you made, when the map gets a little messier, it's almost strange. Spacestation feel a little uncomfortable, especially, you know, on this map thus far. I mean, you have Phelpsy, 7 kills, Pal, though, 11 for Reciprocity. I mean, he's playing extremely well. This is now where you want to see that momentum. Just run with it. Reciprocity. Really try and get some damage down here in the first half, because, you know, when you go the distance, when you go to game 3s in Gears, it's a long time you're sat on that stage. But you want to try and end this as quickly as possible. Really do some damage to the momentum of the other team. That's just too easy, by the way.
Reciprocity, they get boom shots, they get two of the power weapons as well. They're going to clean up a kill, and now you just have Hydrone and Craze left, and Craze is going to go down. So that's 4 down now to get the home hills. That's all they need.
This round's probably over.
Hydrone's by himself. Boom.
All right, so let's just assess the situation we have, right? We have boom down, bottom, middle.
Yeah.
It clearly isn't working for Space Station. What do you do? What do you place on the map to try and change this fight? Because right now it's scrappy, it's messy. Reciprocity, they're having their way with the Europeans.
So because that boom is in a closed area of the map, it's literally dead center, so you can't offset it. Compared to, like, you have the statue in a piston spine.
Sure.
If you hit the boom shot maybe at pistons, you can put something in that statue and really force it, right? But with it being dead center, well, forget everything that I said, because they did it anyway, all right? And they said, all right, let's make it super scrappy. And, you know, Space Station's gaming, when things are not working their way in those chaotic moments, they make it super chaotic and say, hey, all right, we're going to make you worry about more of these fights. And
that's chaos.
I'm not against it. You know, we got a drop shot and boom shot just a few feet away from each other. Let's see who's going to come out on top with it.
Basically, you're just saying, all right, match me for gun skill. I feel like I have better gun skill than you do. Instant chaos ensues. 3 down for Reciprocity. 3 down for Space Station. As you say,
where's the other 2, though?
2v2. There's one there.
And what? Come on.
Oh, you hit those.
Yeah, you got to chase that kill down. Yeah, there you go. You got to chase that kill down.
Well, I was like, my bad. Don't worry.
Because I was wondering, I was like, where the boom is, but that was good rotation by the boom. And I'm going to credit this team fight win to Reciprocity, because they did come out on top. They end up controlling both these power weapons as well, I believe.
Again, another early round controlled by Reciprocity. You like the thought from Space Station, making it uber messy. Cut the cake.
I might have just snuck to the home hill and forced those players to come down, cause the chaos, right? Especially with it being early on, that would have just been some stuff that I could did. You saw, especially with Space Station Gaming grouping up on the other side of the map to make a play on Pistons Cave, you put one foot on their home hill, and then it's just a Mr. Krabs moment, and they're forced to make a quick decision.
Reciprocity still 2-1 advantage so far here in this round, and for Spacestation, you almost feel like it's first half damage limitation.
That's a good call out about Lava, saying that, hey, it's 3 up top. He has eyes on 4 of them. At this point, your team should be able to get full control over Pistons, but it looks like, you know, they're going to come towards mid-map and group up. I want to see Reciprocity start getting control over this next set of power weapons, or at least get full control over Pistons. So you just watch Spacestation Gaming rotate. They have 4 players top table. Now, within like 10-15 seconds, they have 3 players on the other side of the map. Position on a map in which Reciprocity, I feel like, should have had control over. So let's see if Spacestation rotation is going to play in their favor.
Jack is going to fall. Now all of a sudden 4v4 briefly. And of course his boom and drop shot going to come up.
That home hill should go in the hands of Reciprocity.
Yep. Oops, actually still alive, but traps, so Pell says, screw this, I'm going to go help you on this fight with home hill. Raze now trying to put down Pell. Pell's
the
in a sandwich of Spacestation players and not able to find the pick. Phelpsy gets the call, that turns and burns Pell. Phelpsy goes down, but look at Raze there to support. Both players should be able to escape with their lives.
I was going to say,
look how close this round is in points as well.
If it's 2 players, I want Lancer defending that boom shot is definitely going to be Crash and Lava. I thought it was Soto over there, but definitely Crash and Lava. And so he still has 3 drop shots to use. He just needs to be smart with them. At that point, I'm holding the last 2 drop shots. I'm looking to see, you got boom shot in the hand of Phelpsy. You want to try to get that call out and use drop shot versus boom shot. He has 2 left. Phelpsy still has 2 boom shots left.
Hey, you wanted chaos. This is going to be a very chaotic end, that's for sure. See already.
I might go to spawn on this one. You still got 1 drop shot. Go to spawn. Yep, hit the angle. He needs to be perfect with it.
Oh, not enough time. Oh, not enough time.
Maybe if he got a double with the drop shot, he's in more of a better position to get in there and cause some commotion. But, you know, use that power weapon. Think big picture stuff right there at the end.
3-2. Again, you feel this first half, it really has been Reciprocity in the driver's seat almost the entire time. It feels very much like damn when it was Spacestation in full control. But all of a sudden, Spacestation, they do get their second round on the board. And if they can go at the half at 3-3, you almost feel like they'll be so happy with that.
Yeah, they really will, especially how they started this one off.
They don't deserve it. Reciprocity been all over them in this first half.
So the thing is, especially with some teams, when you have the drop shot and the boom shot that close together, you have to make a decision on which is most important. Because one of those needs to be a 1v1 fight, and you're going to see the drop shot move off the map. So we're going to have, we're going to have more structure on both ends as they start fighting for that boom shot once again. But if they do find themselves in those situations, you just need to recognize, okay, drop shot is a 1v1 fight.
Right.
That's it. Everybody else's focus should be for the boom shot, even though the drop shot can do a lot of damage. If they bring 2, you need to get the boom shot quick, or just match it up 2v2.
And now Reciprocity, of course, they put the map back to the fight, which they had a ton of success with, but it's Hydrone that actually gets first blood in this round. Instantly traded out there, Crash there, not letting him escape. When Lance of Fire comes down, our European's going to be able to scramble away. Jack is down, desperately trying to crawl towards his teammate, but Phelps is also down. All of a sudden, Crash smells blood. There's 1. Can he find anything else? There goes the boom.
Oh, 5 dead.
Fall. And this respawn delay, that is going to be a trip cap every
that's
day.
That's going to be a guaranteed one.
Yeah, but boom left as well in the chamber. Hydrone simply isn't going to be able to get close to that hill. Turn the corner, and you should die. And just like that, Lava connects with the pick. A great half from Reciprocity.
Quick round. And they're going to need a few more of those, but at least they're going into this half at 4-2.
I feel like they deserve that.
They did.
They definitely did. Going in 3-3, you feel like they've almost been robbed.
Yeah. Especially with how well that they played early on. Even with the weapon selection, just going back and forth. Definitely a chess match between both these guys, between both these teams. But let's see, folks, it is going to be halftime. As you see at the top of your screen, 12-second respawn timer, so we're going to shave 8 seconds off of that. Also, all power weapons wiped off.
Obviously worth mentioning, if you watch the last event, you may be thinking, isn't that different? Didn't it used to be 10 seconds? Of course, new patch comes through. A couple of big tweaks as well, which I'm sure you're going to see all throughout the weekend. And that, of course, being one of them, an extra 2-second respawn delay all of our rounds. As we kick things off from the second half on board with Vital. On Reciprocity, it was Lava that actually got a pick already on Hydrone. Vital's done well to stay alive.
Yeah, he did, and he's going to have some help from Soto. And they're getting super aggressive on Krim. And they're like, yo, he's by himself. This is a better move by Soto. You see how he pushes all the way past him? You know, he makes sure he gets behind him, make sure that player has to turn his back so his teammate can be able to clean up that kill, but his teammate didn't have... Yeah, it was Vital. He didn't have that much as much composure as Soto, and he ended up getting picked off. But as Vital comes up, he should kind of have that Lancer out and just put shots in that guy's back, confuse him. Soto has an easy kill there.
Quick glance at the overhead. 2-1 hill advantage in favor of Spacestation. They also have the point lead as well, over 10 points, so nothing really to celebrate just yet, but it could definitely develop if they're able to hold it down. And obviously, Foundation's second half, we always say that home hill setup can be so deadly, it can be so tough to break. Spacestation want to allocate maybe a few more resources to push down through that B hill and try and go over towards F. Of course, yes, you can see E, but at that point, it doesn't really matter.
All right, you see Soto, he's going to be patient down low. You look at the scoreboard, Spacestation game with a 2-hill advantage and a lead. And with no power weapons on the map, Reciprocity just trying to, you know, use their numbers in their rotations and just try to push out Spacestation Gaming. But at Spacestation Gaming, with the team fire, you see, I'm surprised that Craze was not able to get it down on either one of those players as his teammates was there. But his teammates should probably got a little bit more aggressive because they had a right-hand advantage over the edge of that corner down there.
Is Soto still over towards the opposition hill? Well, there he is. Never mind. As he goes down, but you can see the aggression now.
This is a good 2v2.
Has Vital with him once again. This time, both players still alive.
This is important. They need to get this down in the corner. They need to get it quick. Oh, double down, and that's just a beautiful fight. I believe that's Jack and Krim. Beautiful fight between those two. If Reciprocity could at least decap that hill before they got into that 2v2 engagement, they probably would have had the lead by now, or it would have been a tie game.
Would have delayed a potential trip cap as well, because that's going to be the game plan from Spacestation. Instantly, both players rotated over toward the home hill. They decapped, and now they scramble away. They recognize we've done enough in terms of point damage done. We now have 200 points, so we don't have a hill. I don't see any way that Reciprocity come back into this one unless
the hill
is being decapped, but yeah, doesn't even matter.
So if you're a Reciprocity fan, don't panic just yet, because this is the first round of the second half in which they lost. So they're going to get the first weapon placement.
Yes, sir.
Why they have the lead as well, so that's going to be crucial. You want to be able to put that down while you have that advantage.
Boom middle map?
Yeah, I would do a boom middle map, because you have that neutral hill right next to it, a statue. Also, that fight was good for them early on. You know, they had a lot of rounds where they worked on just figuring out what Spacestation Gaming was doing, and they came out on top with it. You know, I'm so proud of Ben. You know, for our fans who's been here with us since season 1, the old school Fight Night days.
Yeah, the old school vet fans out there. Now Veli replaced me. You know,
exactly right.
All out of a job on Fight Night. It's whatever. You know, it's cool.
You know, but your Gears knowledge.
Look at that.
You know, just brings a tear to my eye. So Boom's gonna come down. Yeah, there we go. Right.
Oh, Boom placed, and again, you're now painting the map of your Reciprocity exactly as you want it, exactly as you had that success in the first half. Now I'm getting scared for Spacestation, because when that Boom was down there, guy, it was not pretty whatsoever for them. But of course, we'll see if they're able to tie things up here 4-4. Already, first blood comes in for Reciprocity. However, Craze and Phelps do respond in tune. However, as I mentioned, that Craze does get traded out. So momentarily, a 3v3. Boom still down on the floor. Phelpsy will have a fight against Crash. Does he still have the support from Hydron? I believe he does, as they play ring around the Rosie. Phelpsy taking all different types of damage. Is he going to be able to find the pick? I don't think so. Crash does well. Picks up the shield. Finds himself a double. Easy Boom for Lava. Reciprocity once again with the better initial.
All right, so now I want to see Lava shoot some better booms, though. And you know,
you're still thinking about that boom from earlier.
Yeah. That was one, and he shot some other decent ones than earlier. But I just want him to be patient. And Lava's a veteran with the boom shot, you know. So that's why I don't expect him to shoot booms like that sometimes. But he's focused up. He's not going to waste them. And you're going to see Lava. He's going to always protect it. You know, you see, he's going to drop all the way back, secures home, get some intel. He may even wrap around towards the E hill. Even though I think Lava, he can probably solo push. I wouldn't say solo, but probably go across the other end of the map, put some pressure on the home.
As soon as Vital gives that call out, hey, 2-3 pushing me, that's when Lava should spring into life on their home hill, right? You're locking in a 2-1 hill advantage, home hill, second side of Foundation with a boom. I mean, it's almost impossible for that not to succeed. But
Lava's coming towards E now as well. But imagine this. Oh, yeah, he still has a lot of players in which he can kill. He didn't know Hydron was that close. But now the question is, oh, there you go, smart move. I think Hydro may have recognized that he did have the boom shot, so Hydro just pushed right into him. He says, hey,
pulled out the shotty and went, bruh, you good? You feeling okay?
You know, sometimes your best play isn't always the flashiest one.
Very true. And it's 2-0 hill advantage now for Reciprocity. They've looked phenomenal here in Foundation. And again, if you're a team watching the VOD back, you may see this as one of Spacestation's biggest weaknesses. Curious to see if maybe a ban could come through later on in the tournament from them. Well, we'll see. Of course, still getting a little ahead of ourselves. It is only their second game in full play.
But that's true. That's true.
So far, Reciprocity have played them off the park. They really have.
I don't want to see, Reciprocity. They can't let this round get away from them because all that momentum is going to go right back to Space Station. They've been playing it flawless so far. You see this little angle in which Lava's getting. You're able to kind of see on that statue. He's still putting some good damage in on Prim, helping out his teammate. Vital makes the quick decision. He gets more help over the top, and Vital just has all the support and love from his teammates, and that's going to be another kill for Vital. 3 in a row. Now, with 2 of these kills in their favor, Boom Shot just came up as well, or it's been up. Who has it? I want to say maybe my timer's wrong, but maybe it'll be up soon. But anywho, this is another 2v1, and this domination actually going in favor of Reciprocity.
I was going to say, I don't even think you're going to see another boom.
Yeah.
Trip cap domination coming through over on the other side of the map. They don't even need it at this point. Hydro's going to be forced to take a fight that he didn't even want to take. Michael will find his 17th kill of the game, and he's hunting for more. 5-3 now the advantage for Reciprocity. This has been a very, very good, I don't want to say comeback, but a comeback from what we saw in map number 1, if that makes sense. They were able to regain a lot of composure, head into map number 2, and it looks like a completely different team. They're playing their game. That's the big difference. In map number 1, they weren't allowed to play their game. Space Station controlled everything. Here in Foundation, Reciprocity said, no, we're not playing your game. You're going to play our game, and we're just going to beat you.
I'm curious to know what the last map's going to be when we get to it, too, as well. If it's like a Forge Blitz or something, I feel like that's like all in Space Station's favor a little bit, but we'll see what happens when we get to that point. Now it's all about this team fight mid-map.
A drop shot placed over on that E hill as well. So again, the 2 big power weapons placed in identical situations to what we had in that entire first half. Lava has already got himself 2 this round. Phelpsy left dancing around mid-map, but you can dance all you want. Time to go night-night. Crash finds the pick. 4 go down. Crim last man up. As Reciprocity look to put themselves at map point, potentially push a game 3. I'd be surprised if this one doesn't end quickly. Boom, over toward the home hill. Wonderfully done from Reciprocity again. You've got to give them all the praise and all the credit in the world. They are, again, making Space Station play their game, and they look just so good in this scrappier playstyle. Playing a little bit quicker, forcing fights, which Space Station don't want. I mean, look at their face.
and even though, granted, throughout this entire series, we haven't seen much energy out of the Space Station Gaming side. And it's also, it's not their character, They're the silent killers,
I'll
so
tell
to
you,
speak.
as a Brit, it's definitely your character to get loud and rowdy, but for some reason,
the old Space Station roster probably would have been screaming after a few of those rounds. Maybe that one, but not this one. They're cool, calm, and collected, but match point, Reciprocity, Lava has been putting in work with this boom shot in the second half.
All I'm saying is if I was sat next to Crim and Crim pops off on the home hill and down like he did, I would have gone off my damn chair, picked him up, and I ran across to the other side of the stage and shoved him in their face. But as it stands, again, another clean initial from Reciprocity.
Yo, I'm surprised Pale's not looking down low, you got that drop shot.
This has been so interesting just as a game as a whole for map 1 and map 2 because it almost feels like it's a different type of escalation that you're watching between these 2 teams. The Dam definitely was, and even this, the way Reciprocity are able to play it, guy, it's just beautiful to watch.
It really was. Reciprocity, they got a game plan. They figure out the adjustments that they had to make. They figured out a little chink in the armor of Space Station Gaming, a little hole in the spacesuit, so to speak, as well. And so far,
that ain't a hole. That's a gaping gap right there.
It really is.
It's a big, big weakness.
And
if you're not able to play in scrappy environments, I mean, it's a clear weakness. I feel like if you're any other team, you say, all right, well, what do? We just put down as many power weapons as we can. We make them take fights they don't want to take. And
Space Station Gaming, yeah, they definitely got the win knocked over in that one. We'll see. Map number 3 is going to be a dogfight between both these teams.
So, you know what, Blaze? This does not look like the Space Station Gaming that we've seen before with Marsh. Okay? The Space Station Gaming that we know, they would be up right now.
Yeah.
But when I've seen them lose against Optic Gaming, they'd walk away with a smile. They would know how to overcome that type of adversity. With Marsh, they were aggressive. They were great. Reciprocity is beating them at their own game right now. So what do we need to see from Space Station Gaming in order to come back against Reciprocity's newfound aggressive playstyle?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely felt it coming in from the second half of Dam. Like, they were already winning. Like, Reciprocity was winning the second half of Dam.
They probably could have won that Dam game.
Yeah, if they made a little bit better decisions, like with the weapon placements early and started to get, you know, gully with the boom. But what we saw on Foundation was very obvious how that flowed out, and it was, okay, we lose round 1 because there's nothing on the map, so we put the boom down, just like you guys saw. They put the boom down, what happens? They win the next 3 rounds. They win the next 3 rounds until the drop shot goes down by Space Station. They finally put another big power weapon down, and they put one on the board, and then it gets X out. But then second half, what happens? Of course, Space Station's going to win. There's no weapons on the map.
Yeah.
Look, there's a lot of little things happening in the game, but what that map came down to was they had no answer when a boom shot was the only power weapon, the big power weapon.
Yeah.
And in the second half, their first weapon placement, that they had 2 in the second half, Space Station. They go Hammer Burst first.
Ooh.
They go Hammer Burst first. That's a complete waste.
Yeah.
Like, that's a complete waste. It's not going to impact the boom shot fight. So they go drop shot the second time, but it's too late because if it got X'd out, which it would have, they would have been able to put another heavy down. And so they pretty much, you know,
and we saw a couple of free page outs
with
these power weapons.
Yeah, so that was their only chance out of that. Look, like Foundation is definitely going to favor Reciprocity. Like, that map is better for them the way that we saw it in Dam. But, you know, now we're going to be heading to Lift. So what do you guys think?
And you know what? And you think about outside the first 5-1, because on map 1 Dam, it was 5-1 in favor of Space Station. Ever since then, it's been 11-5 in favor of Reciprocity.
You're right.
After that second half of Dam. So far, in their favor. But Lift is a great map for Space Station. I gotta give that to Space Station, but
Reciprocity as well. Their team fire has been second to none.
They really have. Lava Crash, Soto, they've just been firing off. They've been in unison with that team fire, especially when it came down to kind of watching the booms and the drop shots on that Foundation map. But let's see if they can bring that same energy over towards Lift, because I'm expecting that we're gonna see a lot of boom placements on that deck as well. If that boom goes on that deck, the team fire of Reciprocity might beat Space Station.
I feel like the worry, though, is kind of to what you were alluding at there, is in terms of the weapon placement. Space Station have been outclassed. They haven't had the right answers at the right times, and because of that, they're essentially giving away free rounds, which isn't really what you expect to see. I mean, yes, we praised them so heavily on Dam in the first half because it was almost perfect, as it really was. But then as soon as it got messy, again, they just crumbles. You see that all throughout Foundation, to your point, just how late they were in terms of reacting to a boom placement. My worry is, okay, well, what happens if we see that early in Game 3? What are they going to do? Are they going to throw down more Hammer Bursts and just say, oh, we'll take our fight, we'll try and win our 1v1s? It isn't working.
The 1v1s aren't working, by the way. Crim and Hydron, they had to combine 16 kills and over 30 deaths. Crim took over game 1. When your hottest player happens to go cold and disappear along with Hydron, what can you expect?
But as we saw in the interview, I think it was before map 1 or after map number 1, Crim says, hey, I'm the home hill player. I'm just the guy to be annoying when you need me to. Crim's not in the front line. His job is to lock down on home hills, be annoying in those 1v1s, extend the rounds of the maps, and I feel like he's doing his job, but you need your front 3 to get it done as well.
They got to bring the energy here. They got to come up out of their chairs a little bit and start to get hyped. Look, they let that Foundation slip, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, so heading into the tiebreaker map, Blaze, what's going to be the point of focus? What area of the map are you excited to see? What battle?
You know what? It's going to come to those home hills early on, right in the middle of that deck. Who's going to control both those home hills?
Yes.
Who's going to control those arcade areas where those secondary spawns? Controlling that side of the map is going to be very, very key. Early on, we're going to see that as a 2v2 fight, so I'm curious to see what the pairs are. It's going to be a 3v3 on the other end, and we'll kind of go from there once we see the weapon placements.
If we see a big weapon down, like over at the plat, where that, 2v2,
we're bound to see it.
Exactly. I really think Space Station has to invest a little bit more into that fight, because they just can't let that power weapon get in control of the other team. If they can invest an extra guy to just secure a kill real quick or something like that, I mean, they've just been rolling.
Go back to the basics.
But hold up, though, Spawn, because I agree. Because when it comes down to the weapon selections, I feel like you said before, Space Station has been kind of wasting some of their picks. Like, you know what? Like, oh, we're gonna just throw this pick away. There's already some weapons down on the map, yada yada. But like, if you lose one of these early rounds, put that big power weapon down that you want early on. Play aggressive on it. Play it like it's your last round that you're going to lose.
Because there's a chance it might not come back again.
Exactly.
I feel like Spacestation Gaming, they need to go back to the basics. You take a look at your success in map 1, where Krim is going completely off with an M-bar. Put an M-bar on the plat. Have Krim go there. Have Krim take it and control the map. You need power weapon control against a team like Reciprocity because the 1v1s aren't working, so you're going to have to utilize these power weapons in order to succeed.
I think we're really seeing like how important weapon placement is and just how deep the meta is with some of these teams. And if you remember, Reciprocity X'd the bags on the first half of Dam. Like, they put themselves in that hole, and they made them fight the traditional Dam setup where you're going for the B hill. So that hasn't happened since.
I feel like they learned real quick. All right, we overthought this one. That's the only half that they've lost. That was the only half that they lost, and we've played 4 halves so far.
They look great. They really have. I think they're honestly, yes, we're going to game 3, but I feel like they're in control. They're in the driver's seat heading into that game 3, and I feel like if you don't see something different from the Space Station, I fear that this could be the first time in a long time where Epic catch them and they hold a big old L. In terms of Jack as well, I was curious to get your opinion, Rob, on how you think Jack's adapted into this new squad. Is he impressed you, I guess?
Yeah, so, you know, a team that's already been playing together a lot, it's difficult for one guy to come in and really fill a role. He needs to understand. But the biggest thing that I want to see from Jack is just, you know, play his own game, be aggressive, and don't wait for the other guys to really, you know, put you in spots. You really just got to come out here and show what you got because...
It's a little nervous.
Yeah.
You see that biting nails?
Also, the big difference is between Marsh and Jack, if it's not skill, because Jack is a very talented player,
Marsh is explosive.
It's personality, right? So it's personality and energy in which, you know, you might get somebody of equal talent, but the rest of the stuff that Marsh brought to that main stage.
There's so much outside of the game.
Yes, exactly. Somebody needs to pick that up so when they find themselves in a difficult situation, somebody's getting the team hype and they're bringing that intensity.
I just wanted to build on that point. We've had the camera on these guys for a little bit. I haven't really seen.
It looks scary.
Yeah, and that's
like when I take an L, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm saying, yo, Rob, what you getting for dinner tonight? You want to go out? You want to go get tacos? Yeah, let's go have some food. Like,
where's the game plan?
You're saying anything. You don't even have to think about the game. Forget it. You just got to talk. You got to communicate. Someone's got to be cracking a joke.
This team is broken down right now.
Something. I mean, was he just yawning? Did Hydro just yawn?
Yeah.
Can we get him a pillow and a blanket?
I'm
falling asleep on anything.
3 to 4 players yarn on that one.
All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on the tiebreaker map on Live. Reciprocity and Space Station Gaming. Benson and Godblaze, take it away.
I fear my record is about to go away. Reciprocity have just looked so good. I got to give them so much credit. Again, outside of that first half of Dam where it was pretty sloppy.
Well, your record stands with a different roster, so it's not that bad. You can use that excuse.
You're right. You're right. But we'll see. Can Space Station close this one out, or will Reciprocity essentially cause a little bit of an upset? Obviously, based on how they've been playing, it doesn't really look like an upset. I think you could make an argument based off seed alone, but it would be a good start, though, for Space Station 3. 4 players already go down. Pell goes down as well. That's 5 in quick succession. TripCap already coming through. You mentioned you felt this could be a little bit of a better map here for Space Station, and, well, round 1 shows exactly that.
So, all right, that's round 1. All right, now I'm curious about the weapon placement.
Boom.
I want to see a boom on deck.
Boom.
Boom on deck. I think Reciprocity can thrive with that being down.
They flourish.
Focus on the big team fight so you can outplay them. Get them grouped up. A sniper on maintenance wouldn't be a bad option as well. You have talented snipers on both ends, but yeah, no. If they go for that's not a bad one. That's a big.
I just want to see the same success that you've had. Yes, you're on a different map, but you've still had that success in those scrappy fights. You can sit back and say, all right, we'll give it another round, because that round was over very, very quickly. Yeah. Essentially, everyone lost their 1v1 in very, very quick succession. So TripCap came through very, very fast, which you don't normally see in the first round, but I would still just say, all right, we lost first round, go back to basics, go back to what works for us.
All right, let's see what's going to go down on this one. Because on a map like Lift, those dual weapon slots over there in the arcades on the other end of the map, it's very, very key. Because if you put Marx's retros there, you want to actually just kind of focus on what does your team want compared to what your opponent wants. So I'm not mad at that being their first weapon placement, because you have so many slots on this map that can definitely just change and impact the game.
It's true. Very true. Already a better start. Lava finds his first kill of the game in the first pick of round number 2. Is he going to be able to try and build upon that. Pushing over towards Krim, and all of a sudden, Space Station in a world of pain. Krim's going to go down. Lava with 3 to start the round.
That B hill, those other 2 players are in the 2v2 on the other end. Crash needs to hop over. I will hop over into the B hill.
But pressure forced him to run to you. Trick Cap is coming through because players rotated towards that B hill. Trace has to stay alive. Does so. The support of Jack. Space Station won't be able to claim that prize from that little skirmish at B. That is the B hill. However, it is Reciprocity 2-1 hill advantage.
All right, so on board with Lava, he's currently in the arcade, and he's gonna deliver a shot, but he took a bigger one. And he's going to fall in that engagement, so now Crash looking to hold off on his push.
Also, just a note in terms of what happened in Pool A, I believe it was Optic Gaming that closed out their game 3. They sit 1-0 with Optic Mexico in second place, and that was 1-1. Optic still to play Simplicity a little bit later on this evening. Back to this though, it's Pell. Shut down Jack, looking for more. Full red. Michael helps with the kill onto Phelpsy, the other side of the map, but still Lava just trying to be a nuisance over on this side of the map. And again, you can just see Reciprocity, they're just like a pack of wolves hunting together.
Exactly, just wolf packing towards the other end. And you know, you need to get in here soon, but they're working together. And all these players off Space Station, they're slowly dying one by one. Reciprocity is going to get on top of this home hill, just a 14-second respawn on this round. B hill was not able to get decapped, but Reciprocity just trying to go for this 2-hill setup, especially at this point. Get 3 people on this hill.
This is smart.
Work together. Get 3 people on this hill. They're going to have 1 player go down. He's just going to need a quick revive. But if you would have brought somebody else in there with him, you guys would have capped it so much quicker.
What of them, but they keep the pressure on. 2-1 hill advantage. And Vital says, sorry, Lava, you tapping up there, bud. We want to try and push them back deep into their spawn, but unfortunately, Lava's going to go down. Now you have Vital left in a 1v2. Craze is just going to stay deep. He falls. Trip Cap is coming through, yes, but A hill is going to be broken.
I don't know why you push through the spawner like that. Don't get a...
Let them come to you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, just go towards that arcade, have your Lancer out, and just lance them down as they try to decap that hill. You don't have to be that aggressive, but maybe they knew something that I didn't, and currently they're the only ones who are getting points. But now they have to defend this 1 hill, and they have a player down on the other end. But here comes the push.
You have to do it. Craze really with no other choice. Where are the rest of his teammates? Are they close to C? It's going to be broken again, but surely Jack is going to fall. He does. C is capped up. Reciprocity respond in round 2. We're all tied up.
All right, so 1-1. Now I'm curious what Space Station wants to do on this one. So Space Station, they like a snipe down low, but also Space Station, they actually like the boom on the deck as well. We'll see if they actually choose to just focus on that area or not. We're gonna find out real soon, though.
What was it Veli said? Drop an M-bar. Try and play to your previous success.
Ooh, really? Okay. I don't see. My thing is, I don't like both these teams focusing on the dual spawns right away, because somebody's gonna put a power weapon down that the other does not like. And my thing is, just put it down right away. But that's my own personal opinion. But hey, guys, I'm not a player, you know.
Used to be.
I used to be. You know, that's just.
You're pretty successful.
I got my own pet peeves in this, though. But in this one, both
I would love to see you come back. Like, if we ever had like a big charity event, like
that'd be a show.
You captain a team. Oh, I would love that.
That'd be a show.
I would know exactly what you were gonna do every single round. Oh, drop snipe. I died. Can we drop snipe?
Hey, I'm gonna just carry you to a victory, man. That's all you need to know. I'm gonna just carry you to a victory.
I appreciate the carry. I don't think there's a backpack big enough in the world.
Don't worry, I got strong legs.
Oh, yes, you do. Anyway, back to this one. 1 hill cap apiece, both home hills. B still neutral. Just reminded me of when you carried me through the smoke machine season 1.
Exactly.
Boy, you were strong.
That's, oh man. Every time I think about that, I just hear that song that they play.
Oh, it's such a good song.
Yeah. They played it to start this series.
They did. It made me happy.
Memories.
Lava dancing around over towards the A hill. Grim, of course, is going to be there, but Lava full red. Just trying to stay alive. Phelpsy landing some good shots, but Lava still yet to go down. Playing his angles wisely. Now regen health. Is he going to try and force the 1v1? Did, but to no avail. Prim will find the pick. Still though, 2-1 hill advantage. Locked in now for Reciprocity.
Oh, that's a good pinch from Reciprocity as well. That's why Phelpsy couldn't get to this hill in time. He was taking some shots in his back. But Vital staying patient, double down, reinforcements coming. But the A hill does get capped up in favor of Space Station Gaming. So at least they're getting some points, but now that's going to get decapped very, very quickly. Space Station will regain control over their home hill. They're going to have to hold off strong because Reciprocity, they're coming.
Yeah, they're flying right across the map, and all of a sudden, Jack could be in a world of pain. He's in a 1v2 sandwich, but actually finds the pick on a Pell, and he's done so well, just trying to stay alive for as long as he could. His teammates are there and to support it was Hydrone, and all of a sudden, Jack with a second. Soto goes down, as does Vital. Space Station still with some life left in this round.
And they're holding off, so Crash just needs to make sure nobody gets this neutral, and he's gonna push up a little bit further. Like, so if you can get position on your opponent's side of the map, take it, especially a good safe position. They're not gonna see him here. He has right-hand advantage. He needs not move, but he knew when those players went up to that rock where that weapon spawns, they would have had an angle. So he still just puts himself in a different spot where he has that cross. So if anybody pushes up, he's going to be that first line of defense. When you in order to get true map control, you have to be on your opponent's side of the map sometime, unless there's probably a heal effective in the area. But you want that first line of defense to be further on their side than it is on your side.
Most definitely. Glance at the score, 152 to 112. Still in favor of Reciprocity, and you have to now pull out your calculators if you're at home and you want to figure out, can they win this on just one hill? I believe the answer to that question is no. We'll need to see a neutral on one of these home hills come through, and you may see it over towards A. That's going to be where the resources from Reciprocity are heading over towards. There is that neutral. Do they even need to cap it? No, not really. Take the fight if you want to. Try and put this round to bed, but Jack with a double, Jack with a triple, and now Space Station, flick of a switch. They're going to retake A, but B has to be neutralized here. They need to send resources over to that side of the map.
You're going to see Vital looking to get in position just to defend this B hill. That's a big fight. He didn't realize that he connected with that stun right away, because if he realized that sooner, he should have just kept pushing on through. But in this round, when it looked like Reciprocity was going to come out on top, Space Station clutches up and gets it done.
I feel like that should have been their round.
It should have been Reciprocity's round, yeah.
Everything really was going their way until the very, very end. Jack with a nice triple opened up the map, and instantly that trip cap comes through on the other side for the Europeans.
All right.
Now with the advantage, 2-1. Weapon placement for Reciprocity. Up top, what are we looking at?
Definitely got to be one of these big power weapons. It needs to go down eventually.
Is that Torque? I think that's a Torque.
It might be a Torque
That's
bow
a Torque
up top.
That is a Torque bow up top on an 18-second respawn round. So, not really what we were heavily expecting, but it is a big weapon.
I just want to, I want a power weapon on that side of the map, because I think that when we get a 3v3, 4v4 fight, Reciprocity should be able to outshoot Space Station Gaming. We've seen it happen a lot on that area of the map.
We also saw it in map 1 and map 2.
Yep, we did. But the question is, does Reciprocity have faith in themselves that they can do it? Because I got more faith in them than I feel like they do to fight that fight. But they playing it slow, and currently they're just going to line us up. As you look on your map, you see just a straight line of players on both sides. It takes 45 seconds for that area to be available to pick up the Torque Bow. It's currently available, so we're going to start seeing players spring into action.
Also, it's important to note the way Reciprocity played map number 1. Yes, they lost the first half, but the way they learned exactly what Space Station did was extremely impressive. That could be another similar situation to what we're seeing now. Okay, how is Space Station going to play the first half? Then we can really dictate the pace in the second half. They seem very, very good at adapting. The problem is you can't dig yourself in such a hole that you can't escape.
If Soto would have kept his land shot in that fight, his team would actually came out on top and won that one, because he did get it down, and he would have been able to help his teammate on the next one. But the question is, can Reciprocity get in and get a touch on this map? They do find a hill. They can't get the decap, so this hill is get capped up right away. Oh, somebody stuck behind them.
Whoa. Didn't last very long.
Didn't last that long at all. All right, Space Station gets another one on the board. You know, Foundation, one of their worst maps. They're looking a little bit better in this one. But Reciprocity, they need to get something done. I just feel like it's just too passive, right? The chaos. Pause it again. You know, with that boom going down early on, like, I'm trying to see a boom shot on the map right now. You're coming down to these last 2 rounds. If I see nades or snipe, I'm going to be highly upset.
Well, you're going to have a smile on your face. Boom, hovered.
You got to at this point. That's just...
I feel like this should have been the go-to.
It should have been a first placement.
I really do feel that. But again, that's what Reciprocity may do. You know, and now it's placed. They could win the next couple of rounds, going into the second half all tied up, and say, all right, what was our success? Boom, let's put it down. Kind of outlearn your opposition, as strange as that is to say. It's something they are seemingly very, very good at. But Boom goes down, 4v4. Boom out, 1v1 over towards that control.
Pale takes a lot of damage. Almost was able to get a shot off, but could not. Boom goes in the hand of Phelpsy.
Yeah, meanwhile, Craze trying to at least trade out. Phelpsy with one, that's Crash that goes down. That's 3 players down on the side of Reciprocity. Will anybody else fall? Of course, Phelpsy full red. Wisely backs away. Gonna just cap up that C hill. Elsewhere on the map, A hill going in their favor, but Lava does a good job just securing, or at least prolonging this round with the pick at B and also the hill.
And,
never mind.
And so, no, that's the thing about especially. That's going to be a nice rusty round. And also another reason too is why I say put it down sooner than later, because on those type of strategies, you want to make sure everybody got their smokes in the right positions. Everybody, because if you get a failed smoke early on, that boom's going to go in the way of your opponent, right? You want to be warmed up into that fight going towards the late rounds. You don't want that fight to dictate if you're down 4 rounds or 5 rounds.
On a, what, 20-second respawn round?
Yeah.
You mess up one smoke, the round's done. It's over. You're being trip-capped quicker than you can blink. Landro cross map. Is he going to land the torque? The first one. 3 players huddled together. Very close. Takes a little bit of damage from Lava.
Oh, they're all wrapping through that spawn. That is a 3v3 fight in that spawn to our left. Hydrone isn't worried about anybody to his right.
Reciprocity just trapped.
I was surprised, but they still never got their home hill. But they do have B at least surrounded. But it's still
haven't yet though, and this is one of those rounds now where if you're Reciprocity, forget winning on points. You got to win this somehow on a trip cap, but you got to make sure you don't get a trip cap first and foremost. And Crash to the rescue. He's going to do just that, looking for more. Done so well to escape with his life, but once again,
their home hill is theirs again.
Now, as you mentioned, they will retake their home hill, but again, this is not a round. You are winning on points. You will need to get a lot of map control, play for those second power weapons when they come off spawn, and you're going to need a trip cap because Space Station have just done so well.
They got to protect Vital. Vital, he got Lancer down. Oh no, can Vital, oh yeah, both these guys are full red. He could not, you can't go down in that situation because you're challenging a fight, especially with Boom coming up. Vital going down was very, 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 very critical in favor of Reciprocity.
Boom in Space Station's hands, the lead in their favor, massively so. This one is over. It's going to be a 4-1 lead in favor of Space Station and your Reciprocity. You're kind of going back to the drawing board here. You're going to have one more round in the first half, and I'm curious to see what they ultimately are going to decide to do in terms of weapon placement.
I think they're going to put a sniper or something on the other end, but Vital does not go down. He's in a power position to defend him from that boom shot coming up off respawn. They get a few downs there, pick up that boom shot. That's an easy trip cap going in favor of Reciprocity. Just little small moments like that in those pressure situations. You just gotta, you gotta just stay on your feet, man. Just as simple as that. His teammates try to help him, and he managed to tap up, and both those guys was full red, but he just couldn't land a shot after he got up.
A little unfortunate. Now, the final weapon placement of the first half. You're just gonna see a block. Oh, it's gonna be a block over towards the B side of the map. And we're going to see that same fight once again. Just 22-second respawn round.
I think it's going to be better for Reciprocity this time. I think they had a botch smoke off that first initial. They played from behind, almost got that second boom, and Vital didn't go down. Let's see how this initial is going to work out on this side.
Well, you feel if you go into the half 5-1 down, that could be a mountain too steep to climb. Fight ensues. Smoke grenades come through. Hydrone with a pick off the Lava. Meanwhile, Craze is going to be able to trade out Pell. So shuts down Phelpsy. Crash with another one.
That's
Craze
a double down, but Crim's coming for the cleanup. That was a good read.
Crim with one. Is Crim going to be able to do any further damage? Vital's going to go down. Crim, he did it, and damn, he does it again here. A wonderful individual performance. He said he's the guy that likes to be a nuisance. He's the guy that you're not really going to see too often in the fights. But when it comes to crunch time, boys, he just got clutch all through his blood.
He still has the 2 booms. The question is, where is that boom shot? Because Crim has it in hand. I know he's probably going to try to rotate that towards B soon. Actually, he's just going to stay on his opponent's home hill. But that's smart for Reciprocity. They sent all their players over to B and say, hey, we just got to clear this hill out. We need at least one of these booms holding our home hill. Nobody go that way. But they still need to win at least a few of these gunfights if they want this B hill.
Problem is, I think Boom is rotating as well. Crim actually gets another 3 kills. 4 go down, 5 go down. Pell off spawn. Reciprocity, you have a massive, massive task ahead of you here. 5-1 down. I don't think there's realistically much they can do in game 3.
This is going to be hard. That's why I say put those big power weapons early on. That way you got a few rounds to adjust. Now, Reciprocity is thinking like, oh man, if we would have just did this one thing differently, then we would have came out on top. We would have won that team fight because they got 3 kills. It's just that Krim clutched up in the end, you know? It's just, you know, it's unfortunate, but now you don't have those rounds. You don't have those rounds to make the adjustments now, do you? You don't.
Krim is 19 and 4.
Eyes on target.
What a performance.
That's a classic Krim style line, to be honest with you.
Yes, it is.
So we see a little fire unit to on this map particular to cap these home hills because they're so far in the open. So literally teams that just stack 2 to 3 players right next to each other and then just revive chain if somebody goes down. But they always pick one person to focus on because if they get 1 down, there's a possibility that they can start a revive chain and get 2 downs, then 3 downs, and get that early advantage.
So far, waiting for that second pick to come through. Vital and Krim are going to be traded out. Looking for a little more. Of course, both home hills capped. East still neutral. Hydrone finds the pick on the lava. Now is that going to be the opening for the mid-neutral hill to be locked in by Spacestation? Soto is going to slow that down though. The win against Phelpsy. Obviously Hydro's full red as well thanks to Vital support fire, but Hydro not letting Soto get any closer. Does well, but will fall. A very even start to the second half here, guys.
All right, so now Crash. He's making sure that his team's home hill is going to be secure. He's also making sure that nobody can push towards his side of the map as well. So blocking out this area by Arcade. He's waiting for that right opportunity to possibly push up top rock, but I wouldn't if I was him because there's definitely 2 people up there in that area. Currently, Reciprocity is the only team that's getting points. Space Station needs to back up and cap their home hill at some point. They're going to go back and get it now. So no power weapons on the map, and this is going to be a 12-second respawn round as well. This is going to be our first half with these hills. At this point, Reciprocity, they have to play perfect.
They do. You realistically cannot allow Space Station to get to match point. You feel 6-1 is definitely over. Still, E neutralized. So Raised finally hops in the hill, and if Crash isn't careful, I was going to say he could be pushed from the right-hand side. That's exactly what happens. Jack with the pick. E has now been capped. Space Station will be able to chip away at a very fragile Reciprocity lead.
So far, Space Station Gaming, you know, they've won 2 halves out of 6 rounds, and Reciprocity, they've won 3 of them. The question is, they're gonna have to come back and try to take this one from behind, get themselves a couple of rounds. This is gonna be difficult for them. You see they're slowly starting to group up in their spawn. They're waiting for that prime opportunity to get out, making sure that their home hill is at least protected. And you're gonna see Space Station grouping up on the other end and say, hey, when you guys come out of spawn, we're just gonna light you up. Try to get a few downs, and that's why you start to see Reciprocity spread out just a little bit so they can slowly get out of their spawn. They don't want to make any drastic moves yet because they had a nice little lead, right? But now that lead is officially gone.
Yes, it is. 161 to 159. Space Station looking good. Now it just comes down to, can they keep the rotations on point, rotate around the map, make sure they trade out the kills. Vital looking to try and pick up at least a little bit of damage. You see the support coming through now as well. I believe that's going to be Lava. Ready and waiting to try and push through, but time is running out here for Reciprocity. They need to neutralize the hill, which they are able to do. E is also being neutralized. This is what they need. Now, can they spring into life?
They need to keep them neutralized, even if it costs them their lives, especially.
Keep your eye on the scoreboard. 194 to 191.
Yeah, the E hill. So they weren't getting points right now. Reciprocity is the only team getting points. They're off by a second, though.
Wow,
they
so close.
Lost their home hill in that process.
Yet so far. 204 to 200, 2-1 hill advantage unless someone gets on F now or, well, a little too late. Space Station, match point now, and honestly, what has been a pretty disappointing game 3 from Reciprocity. I expect just a little more after everything we saw in the second half of map number 1 and especially map 2.
Space Station is just that good a lift and just that awful a foundation, and that's what we're going to take away from it.
But I'm curious to know, what did they ban?
Yeah.
What was their ban in the
Because I would have took out Damn. You know, that's why at this point you need to make sure you're good on all maps, because your first ban needs not be an auto ban, but it needs to be your opponent's best map. You know, because I would have got rid of Damn so
I feel like
quick.
the map pool isn't big enough to be able to say, oh, you know, we don't play this map anymore.
True.
You should be able to play every map. The game's been out long enough. If you haven't mastered it, probably shouldn't be playing.
But really shouldn't.
6-1, the advantage in favor of Space Station.
Ooh, okay.
You get your boom down at maintenance, but
it's at a different area though. It's been a while.
But is it too late? Is it too late?
Yeah. but it's still going to be a nice fight.
It'll be a nice fight for what? A couple of rounds, and then it's probably over.
If Reciprocity does make this comeback, it says a lot about this team.
It says a lot about Spacestation, too.
Yeah.
6-1 comeback time? Not pretty.
All right,
Pretty at all.
but I do respect Reciprocity because this is a fight in which neither team has fought so far. A big team fight on top of this platform. You can see how crowded it is, how many smokes in the area.
Smokes on smokes on smokes, and all of a sudden Phelps, he's going to go down, and if you got a 3-1 advantage. Yo, you know what's crazy? You know what's really crazy, guy? You know what I just realized?
What happened?
When the map is messy, Reciprocity play really well, and they actually get more kills than Space Station, and they get better initials. That's weird.
It comes down to, once again, folks, I always say, place the heavy power weapon that you want down for your squad, because it's going to go down eventually. At some point, somebody has to put it down. You know, don't be just waiting to late game situations.
Be scared.
Yeah. So now, Reciprocity just has to be perfect, making all the perfect adjustments as well. Oh, now you get to the point where, yeah, you have to shoot a perfect boom, because as you have damage on you, you can't shoot that boom too close, because then you'll suicide from the splash damage.
I'm so surprised that they put down boom in the first round of the second half and won it.
All teams do it when it's their last weapon placement.
Almost like if they did that at the beginning of the game, they might not be 6-1 down.
It's almost like we always say this. Well,
for Space Station, a
right.
6-1 throw would be rather impressive.
Block, what's that, a block in the middle? Wouldn't be against it. You know, I think that's another throwaway placement.
So this is the problem. What did Rob say during the analysis after the second map? When boom was placed and Space Station looked outclassed and out-strategized, they wasted their following weapon placements. A block, what is that going to do? Nothing. You're still going to fight the same fight. Was it messy? Yes.
Yeah.
You can't let your ego get in the way of just making a smart decision in weapon placement. You know, split the map up a little bit. You don't have to take a fight. You're 6-1 up. Why are you taking a fight you don't want to take?
So this has turned out to be a 5v5 fight on this platform for it. The only other, no weapons can really affect this fight.
It's so funny to watch. It's just smokes galore and just rolling
just go
left
in there and just, you know, you're trying to get some shots to that smoke. This is a fight that's not normally had. 5v5 on platform, on lift. That's just something that just doesn't normally happen because of how many smokes that hits the ground on this one.
Oh, crazy. Did so well to pick up that boom and just back away as well. And it's now 3 players dead for Reciprocity and a boom available for Crazed. This round could honestly be over very quickly, but Soto does a good job just putting down some damage. Hydro's going to be cleaned up. Craze actually...
they had to do that. He had to push it.
Yep. Steve still neutral, and Craze backs away over towards his own home. Hill will go down. Is he going to be cleaned up? Yes, he is. Pell fancies his chances here at the 1v1 with Crim. Full red. Is he going to be able to just stay alive long enough? Trying to play wide.
Well, couldn't get it. Tried it, though. But so, all right, so you're going to have one home hill going in favor of Reciprocity. These players are spawning up, but they know soon a new boom is going to respawn. So they're trying to group a few players over there towards that platform, but also trying to prevent not getting trip capped as well. So you got Space Station just doing such a good job keeping the pressure on Reciprocity, and it's looking like they're about to close it out now. And yes, they will.
Much better from Space Station there in Game 3.
Much better, man.
In the series, 2-1.
If you got to play Space Station, man down, pick Foundation. That's a great start to the series.
Yes, it is. Make the map scrappy as well. Hey, put a boom down if you do lose the first round, and you might just win it that way. But either way, Space Station looking good there in Game 3 and looked fantastic in the first half of map number 1 as well. They will pick up their second win, I believe that is, in pool play, and put them sitting pretty at the top of the pool, 2-0.
Yeah, looking pretty much undefeated up there. Space Station Gaming proving all of the doubters wrong who criticized their placement for Mars. But on Immortal Spawn, that game looked extremely
I wouldn't say that just yet, by the way.
Oh, okay. It's still pool play, you're right. But Immortal Spawn, that game looked pretty easy. It looked like Space Station Gaming, you disregarded their faces before the map started. It looked like they had a clear and solid game plan about how to take over against Reciprocity. How did that come about?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it really comes down to Reciprocity not really seeing the writing on the wall that we've all kind of been watching. And I'm not even just talking about, you know, the way that the weapon placement's been going. It's really been like the aggressiveness out of them. Like, if you saw how they were sitting in their seats, if you guys were tuned in before that match, there was no confidence left. If you bring a fight to that team, you know, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win it. And if they stayed aggressive, so, you know, we saw the first couple rounds, not much going on. The torque bow goes down. That's not going to impact the fight for a while. No. And yeah, the boom went down, but my biggest issue with that boom placement is that's in the open space of the map. And if you see the Space Station team, they're going to win in the open space. That boom placement, yeah, it was a boom and they've won previous rounds, but it's not so much the boom that's been winning them the games. It's been the presence of the boom. Right? Yeah. What the presence of the boom does is it makes this fight happen. And if we saw maybe an M-bar come down on maintenance, I'm not sure why they avoided that maintenance fight so much. That maintenance fight, you know, really would have put them in an advantage, and it just didn't really go well for them that first half. I mean, there was just really no coming out of it. So,
you know, and on my end, I'm not mad that the boom got placed. Just use that team fire, but also give yourself a few rounds to make the adjustments in which you need to. Yeah. You know, when the boom gets placed down in such late rounds, when you're losing those rounds, it's like, all right, yeah, we want to make this adjustment, but it's already second half, power weapons wiped out the map, and you're already down in a hole 5-1. So it's really no room to kind of, you know, make those slight adjustments. I just wish, and you made a valid point too, saying that, hey, you know what, they were defeated after that second map. Yeah. They should have stayed aggressive, but those first 4 rounds on lift was super passive rounds, just going back and forth, like playing for the playing for the secondary. Just like, no, get back to that nitty-gritty team fight.
What do we say on Fight Night every single time? When you're winning against a team, you have to play your play style. Yeah. You know, if you're winning because you're playing it fast-paced and aggressive, you want to keep it up. The moment you switch it up, you take away from your success. That's pretty much it. But, ladies and gentlemen, I want to send this off to the main stage where Farouk has an interview with Craze.
Thank you, gentlemen, at the desk. I got Craze right here from the running squad, Space Station. Now tell me, what was the game plan going into this, and how did you guys execute?
Basically just being off raw skill. Like, most of these players are like fossils, you know, so we just ran at them quite a bit, but to be fair, they got lucky on foundation. We couldn't win an initial, but we closed there on lift, so it's all right.
All right, now, like you said, you saying they got lucky on foundation, and you guys did come back 6-2 them on that third map. What do you feel about your team right now? How are you guys playing?
Jack actually fits a good role in this team. Like, he plays passive, but he knows when to like play on kills, and we've taught him that. And like, we're like so much better when we play aggressive in that, and he's just so much more methodical than Marshy. So.
All right, now speaking of playing aggressive, this is Friday. We know tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. That's when the real competition starts. What do you take from today into the rest of the weekend so you guys can make sure you finish at the top?
Just close out those sloppy rounds. Like, there was rounds where we were up by like 200, and they were playing on kills and trip capping us. Like, we just need to fix up the sloppy rounds, and I think we'll be fine there.
Anything you want to say to the rest of the field out there?
I feel like a lot of players have been doubting us because we made a roster change, but they're all wrong. Like, we're still going to bring the same heat and get a good place in this event.
They bringing the heat. It's getting hot in here, gentlemen. Back to you. Congratulations.
And there we go. There you have it. Craze for Space Station Gaming saying that they're pretty much going to bring the heat, and they don't care about what the haters say about replacing Marsh with Jack. Benson, how do you feel about that?
I don't know if I'm maybe just going a little too deep into what he said, but he said we're going to have a good placement in this event. I don't want to hear him say that. I want to say we're going to win this event. I want to say we're going to win the event. I want
they've had good placements the last 3.
Right, I expect a good placement. That's what we all expect. I want to see you win the event. I want to see you say you're going to win the event and say it with your chest. Make me believe you're going to win the event.
He also did confirm that Jack is a little bit more methodical, and you know, for those rounds that were at a slower pace, we saw this team kind of excel a little bit more, especially in those first 6 rounds of Damn, where they just had just an unbreakable setup the entire time.
Oh yeah, no doubt. They really did win like 90% of the rounds, where it was just like pure, you know, escalation. Time. The more time that went on and around, you know, they were likely going to win it. So.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being our 3rd game of the day, we have one more left. But before we head to that, I want to take a look, and we're going to call this basically the path to the bracket. Excuse me, path to pool.